All right,
All right.
we are back. We are here. We're gonna update the names in a little bit. We're just waiting for a little bit more information, but we do have yellow Katakori versus green Uta. Hey, green Uta, look at that. What you think? What you
Yeah.
think? How you feeling?
Well, they didn't do anything turn one, which isn't too surprising, right? Normally, I think both these decks want to go second. Katakuri gets to be on curve and also play not one but two copies of Pudding. Very, very strong. And they're just passing it back after some double searches. But oh, just 8. So we're not having anything handy to get into hand. But being able to draw one, do our first damage, our first trigger is nothing, and we're gonna probably pass it back.
Yeah, this kind of shows that like sometimes you just don't draw the best, and it just happens. Sometimes you have all the Brooks or all the Luffy's, etc., etc. And I think that might be a bad thing in this matchup. I think there's some motivation against Katakuri to put some bodies on board and really start getting the attacks in, especially as Uta, I think. But we'll see how that pans out as he plays his Sanji in swing 7.
Yeah, and you're really not too afraid to play the card first in this matchup. Green generally doesn't have any like super duper good triggers, and the fact that Uta's known for trying to go kind of wider on the board, and we're just playing our third copy of a card out there. Like we have 4 cards on our categories board and 0 for Uta right now.
Yeah, that is what it's looking like. And for this, I think you know it's not looking too good. The start
No.
doesn't look too good. Let's just put it
No.
that way. It's just started. We're getting right into it.
Well,
We're
it's if you're rooting for the Uta player, now it's looking good. Not looking good, but the
Yeah,
Cat Curry's got a lot of momentum. 3 5K bodies on the board already. We got those 2 puddings and just a good amount of cycle. So, but taking the second hit as a 5K, which is maybe a little bit telling, but they knew it was Shirahoshi, so it's going to draw 3, trash 2.
mhm.
This is looking very, very good for Katakuri.
Not only looking at the game's looking pretty good, but also their board. Look at how many altars there are.
Hmm.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure this is definitely a max rarity deck, and we've seen a
yeah. Hi.
lot of those. It seems like.
All right. Yeah. If you notice any not max rarity cards, you got to point them out immediately.
Yeah, start pointing on the ones that are not high rarity, like that smoothie, and then we'll start looking up if there's any
Well, I
foil
don't
or
think there's a
altars.
higher rarity of smoothie. I think
That
that is
that's what I'm
where it
saying.
caps out right now.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll we'll keep trying to we'll try to keep trying to point them out. And just like I was saying before, it looks like we were a little stuck in the hand with some Brooks, and got the Nami out to get the potential draw. We'll see if that's the case though.
Yeah. So this is some pretty good tempo. That's 5 Don, which means that next turn you can go Luffy if you want to. We got the I'm invincible in hand, so we can turn into a useless kid leader if we need to. But yeah, the worst thing about going first about Uta though is that you can play your Luffy on curve, but you generally want to have like one more Dawn open, either one for your Uta attack to get the draw, or to play a Nami and get the draw from there. And with that, you won't be able to do either.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but I mean it's all right. We have a pretty healthy hand, right? We have 8 cards as Uta. We're gonna get unfortunately Gadatsu'd,
Hmm.
and one of our most important pieces to draw with, but is what it is. We're gonna keep going and see what we do about this Peril Sparrow swing. Say that 5 times fast. Peril
First
Sparrow
Barrows
swing.
swing. Nah, I'm gonna do it once at a mild pace and be done with it.
Okay, that's fair. I probably should have stopped there too. Honestly, yeah, that's a bit of a bummer for our Uda player, but we're still getting in there. Especially going to what 6 Dawn. We could probably do another Brook play. Um, it's gonna be a little awkward if we have a Luffy or a bunch of Luffys in our hands too. And I don't know. Let me see. Let me see.
So we're down to 2. We've got about 10 cards in hand, which is not too uncommon for Uta to do that. And what are we gonna end up doing with it?
I don't know. Let's see. I mean, yeah, we have a lot of cards in hand. We have a big board to try to answer. There's a couple of things that we can do. to do that. I don't know if it's gonna be the most efficient, unfortunately. Like, always get the name wrong. Backlight. Need some backlight action
Yes.
here.
Yeah. But that's the other one, Neon Genesis, which looks top
Yeah,
5
yeah.
to get that. And then there's I'm Invincible. Okay, another Neon Genesis. They put that Luffy Don there specifically, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's interesting that if I can pull it up here, that this card does not have a kind of a once per turn. You can just kind of keep doing it, you know.
Yeah, we're used to other like, and I can't remember off the top. Can it grab itself? Right, it
Let's
can, right?
see. Reveal up to one film card other than New Genesis.
Okay, all right. So there's the fair point, right?
Sure. If you say so.
All right. Oh, we 2K out, and then okay, yeah, we do the cascade of 7-drop Luffy into 4-cost Brook into 3-drop Nami. So we gained a good amount of board. We're still just about evenish though on board right now, and it's going to be pretty tough though. There's just so much tempo for Katakuri already.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that you kind of want, though, right? This is where you sort of reestablish the board. You have something as a fighting chance, and if you can establish another Luffy, that'd be sick. You know, that'd be
Yeah,
great in this late game here.
yeah. I would hope. If I had 8-drop Katakuri, I would probably play to get rid of that Luffy almost immediately because I think we get rewarded for getting rid of their big blocker, and then like if we're playing play 10-drop Linlin next turn, it doesn't really matter that we gave them an extra life.
Yeah, that is fair.
But
That is true.
we're putting down some Dawn, so we have 7 Dawn open right now, which means there's a potential for oh, it looks like he's gonna ask opponents for their life, so there's a Nami there.
Okay, pretty non-threatening Nami. Interesting that we're putting at the bottom, but maybe we're just trying to feel that one out for the kill turn. Because
Yeah,
you kind of
because
know that's like no counter, and it's gonna be easier to do that, or easier to take the turn
yeah, and if they do play like another 7-drop Luffy, that Nami draws another card too, which you don't want.
for sure. I think this is a 7
Oh yeah,
cost, so pretty easy decision to give them a life,
yeah,
right?
it is. But man, it feels so bad, doesn't it?
Which side?
Yeah, for the Uta player to get hit
Oh,
by that. Yeah.
sure, yeah, it feels pretty bad, man.
All right. Well, we have 9 Dawn, which is not fantastic. I mean, if we have another 7-drop Luffy, we can play something. If it's another Nami, we can pay a Dawn to draw a card, and then pay another Dawn from Uta to draw another card. But 1 life right now, knowing that there's a good chance that 10-drop comes down, is pretty intimidating. There's only 4 cards for Katakuri, so that's fine. But still, oh, it's an 8-drop. You have to bottom deck. That's also rough.
That feels pretty bad, honestly. Because the A drop could be pretty good here, especially with the high sand size. So
Hmm.
I mean, it's no telling that what we have as a Uda player in hand. But an 8 drop being established and go into an Uta blocker, that might be pretty good, honestly, overall, because that's going to de-incentivize them playing 10 drop. And if they do play 10 drop, then they have to wait another turn in order for it to be effective. And by that time, we might be swinging pretty hard as Uta. So um, might look like we're not playing the 8 drop. We are getting in the Uta blocker that I was talking about, and we are going to get Ferrisparrow to the trash area to look at the top 3. Probably getting something pretty good because it always happens. Always happens in the late game. Ferrisparrow gets you exactly what you need.
Hmm. Yeah, and if we had 8-drop, we probably would have. Yeah, if it was 1 card close to the top of our deck, right? Instead
Mm-hmm.
of using the Uta effect to draw 1, we'd play it out for 8 and then be able to put the Dawn underneath it. Because yellow doesn't have really good removal for that outside of 8-drop Katakuri. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it so like their 10-drop turn, they're not really even doing anything, which is really strong.
Yeah,
And I think it would have been pretty. Yeah, it would have helped a lot to get back into the game with that.
for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, that might be something that category is actually thinking about too, though. In the way of, you know, if they do play the 8 drop, then I'm just gonna save my category for that instead of this for
Mhm.
this 8 cost Luffy, which is generally the target for it. You know, well, I guess people play the 8 drop kid in the film package too. So I guess it really depends. Either way, we kind of know, and based on this, uh, looks like we're paying 7. Is that right? Yeah, paying
Yeah.
7 for another Luffy into the Uta blocker, and we might be able to restand our Luffy at the end of the turn.
Yeah. So that's still pretty good. We got a pretty wide board. We have three blockers. Two of them really can't be interacted by yellow outside of attacking, which is great. Uh, Bad news is that Katakuri has 4 life right now, and 10 drop makes it 5.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very good. Um, which means like every attack is going to be lethal unless we put out an ACOS kid, which of course they can answer right back with their own ACOS. But um, you know, as a category player, you kind of just sometimes just windmill slam the 10 drop without thinking too much. But it looks like we're gonna block the easy 6K, another 7 coming, and based on this, without using too much Dawn or any Dawn really, we might see a 10 drop here.
No Dawn yet. But I mean, if we're attacking into life, then they definitely don't have it, right?
Uh, hard to say. Hard to say.
Oh, we're spending it on. Oh, okay. All right.
All
Not
right.
not in the cards.
Yeah, definitely not in the cards. We're probably thinking about playing the 7 cost again. So if that's the plan, though, if we are swinging into the life, uh, I agree with you. I mean, we probably should have just played one of the 7 drops or 10 drops first.
Yeah. So I think that, yeah, they just did a 6K, but then they blocked because again, I probably would have taken it. I don't know if it's bait. I don't know if I've been hit by the 10 drop too many times to be like always have it, but so far it's looking like they don't. So that's like the one step of good news for Uta this match so far.
Yeah. Pretty rough beginning, but so far in this late game, we're getting pretty into a pretty decent situation at least. And I think our kind of curry play is just thinking of what we should use for our Dawn here.
Yeah, but we're going for board, which is really interesting. Yeah, but it looks like it is going to be another 7 drop. So
Which is fine because again the decision's sort of the same. Um, I mean you could go to 0, honestly. If you have an 8 drop, you could go to 0. You have a pretty decent board in order to defend yourself with. And the Nami is like not that important. I think it's more important that the fact that uh, your opponent's about to have 5 life, and they have a
yeah.
pretty huge board already.
So we're gonna go to 10 as Uta. So Dofi could be coming down. There's 3 targets on the board to stun, so that's pretty nice. And you can have a couple blockers up as well
Mm-hmm.
to make it so it's just almost, you know, impossible for yellow to take it next turn. So I think going down to 0 is fine when you have so many blockers and you know that 10 drop could be dropping any turn.
Mm-hmm. Kofi doesn't sound bad. I think that's probably the best bet because it literally does buy you a turn, and you can potentially swing a couple or 3 times here and be
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because you're not losing with this many blockers in general. And using the Dawn here automatically says that
Ooh,
we're
we're
not
losing.
using it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no 10 drop coming down. Um, Kid, we still have enough Dawn for that because we have 8 and 1, so that could be a potential.
Mm-hmm.
Uses Kid up with a couple blockers is really obnoxious.
Yeah. Couple blockers. We're looking at 3. And 2 of them are pretty hefty.
Yeah, and we can even attack with one of them and restand them with Uta if we wanted to.
Exactly. Which I don't know if any of the event cards in your hand are doing any favors, right? I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't think they are.
Like, sure, you can restand your leader, but you already swung 6K, so that usually indicates that you're probably not restanding with it. You can probably remove something, but you have the 7-drop in hand. So if you want to play another 7-drop, you can just do that. Maybe replace the Brook if it's important enough, but it just depends on, again, what's in our hand. And we've had a pretty decent hand as Uta, so I'm sure the decision making is becoming a little harder as we get on here. But another new Genesis, pretty low chance of it whiffing. So we got another Uta blocker. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and if it's a free search, sometimes yeah, as we were saying, like the events to restand are kind of important. So sometimes you don't want to just always drop it down immediately, but yeah, free search is great.
Yeah, definitely. We still have 9 down to play with for sure, and we're gonna use 2 of them potentially to swing into something. I can't imagine that we're swinging into life here though,
Yeah,
right?
they have 2 cards left in hand. Maybe they're just trying to whittle down the
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Linlands.
Yeah. Huh.
No, okay, okay, we got rid of Gadatsu. Cool. Decide not to block.
Yeah, Kdatsu's like not too important as a player here. Um, 2 of the Linlands are pretty good because I think what's probably gonna happen. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait until this turn. This
You're
turn
gonna
is done
wait to see if
first.
you're right or not.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
commentary.
That's actually actually before I say anything, I want to be right first.
Yeah. Also, for the fact, the Dons are not active. I think he's just messing with them in case you guys are curious. Category rarely has any Don that they keep. Yeah, there's only like 1 or 2 cards. So yeah, Don are not active. Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
just being told that now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Usually these guys tap out, so it makes a little sense. We only had 2 cards in hand, and we actually did swing at life here. And we are gonna do
Oh,
what I was mentioning before. Just replace the Brook and probably restand with both Utas. Can you do
yeah,
that?
we can. Yeah, we've got a full house of blockers potentially. 2 Utas and 3 Luffys. That's quite a bit.
Well, that's massively annoying. Uh, I mean, no other way to put it, man. Pretty cool. This shows, of course, the power and the reason why people end up playing the field package, obviously in Uta, and pretty cool, pretty cool. I mean, also, like I said, your event cards aren't really doing any favors. You can't counter with them, so if you are going to be using double Uta, then you can do that. But looks like he only restood 1 up. And back to category. Lots of Don to play with at the max. Got a couple of Linlands. The math isn't mathing when it comes down to the sheer amount of attacks. So the only thing you can really do here is just, kind of swing into them, find out how much Don you want to commit for their hand size. And if you don't want to commit any Don, you could 10 drop, just go to 4 and roll the dice for for RNG, especially if your hand isn't looking too great. But got rid of one of the blockers here for that AK swing.
Yeah, and Thunderbolt's a card. We're not at we're at too much life actually. We are too encumbered by having 3 life. That 200 million volts is not super active right now. But
Right.
uh,
Oh,
yeah,
we're baiting. We're baiting. Hold on.
okay. I guess we're yeah. Why not just block? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's all. That's a very obvious block. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Perhaps a turn later than they wanted. But we do have a 10 drop Linlin again.
Mm-hmm.
All art. So
Everywhere.
no evidence of not having a full art deck right yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. The card game player in me always looks for all the effects all the times. I'm gonna press all the buttons, all the most efficientness ever. So like not seeing a life being placed into the drop on my opponent's uh, side always feels a little awkward. But that's fine. I'm at 4 life. You're at 0, and now I have a big body. Not the most pretty body, but it's a big one.
Yeah, and so like what do we just go for it, right? Like with I'm invincible, we can get some really like good swings, right? We already have 3 7Ks on the board, and they've been comboing out or countering out of a lot of these with 2Ks, but looks like oh, okay, we got a Bart there, so that's pretty strong. Uh oh, we attacked into the Linlin?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it's possible we have another Ucha blocker. Maybe we can swing one of these guys and then go from there. But I think the other part of that is just restanding our leader. Um, and then maybe threaten life. I'm not sure. I talked about before where if you're gonna commit to something, you have to commit to it, especially if you want to progress the game state and try to win the game.
Hmm.
And if you're swinging into the board, um, then you're gonna have to swing a little harder, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get rid of an 8K might be more costly than hitting a 5K 4 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you are gonna swing with the leader, you probably want to go 10. Yeah, you probably want to go 10, restand and swing again. Um,
Yeah, because this is just 2 more down that could have been an approach for that. So this is going to be a 9K, which if they have a 2K, which they
and
do,
they
oh,
do. Out of the three
that is
cards, they have
so
exactly
rough.
what they need, unfortunately.
So rough. But so that far, that also means that they had 3K worth of counter. So, oh,
Yeah,
but we put 10. Oh my goodness.
that's what I was saying. But we do have the Bart that we saw from the top of the deck, and we
Do we
again,
have a
this
second
is
Bart? No,
no,
no, no. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, we definitely don't. So two of these blockers are definitely gone, right? Like there's not really too much of a mystery. So if I was category here, I'd probably swing with Lin Lin. That's kind of a guaranteed blocker out, right? And then if you really want to, maybe put 4 Dawn underneath the Lin Lin and then swing again. Because if they can't block this, or if they can't get out of this, they probably can't get out of the second one. And then
Yeah.
from there, just establish another body, and then you should be good. Yeah, this is exactly what our category players is doing here.
Yeah, so it's 12, another 12, and then we have 6 Dawn, which is a third 12. So
Yeah,
pretty unlikely that we'll be able to get rid of that.
yeah. Like I said, you could probably play another body here. I don't know what you would play, depending. Oh,
200
okay.
volts, yeah, just to make it a 13.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Yeah. This is it then. This should
Yeah.
be it. Should be no mystery around it. I don't know why I thought that they had another blocker, but
Well, we haven't seen like any 2Ks, so give us a second. All right, so that's plus 3K. No, so
and
it's 5
yep.
plus 3, 6, 11. We got to 11. So even without the 2 million volts, we couldn't got it out of the 12.
Unfortunate. So, category does take that one. Pretty rough beginning, a little bit of a weird end or middle really, and then the
Yeah.
end sort of just examined or expressed the matchup.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left in this round. No guarantees, but maybe we'll find another match. So let's see for that.
Yeah,
Give us a minute.
yeah. Let's go to the BR back real quick so I can see players are also getting right into it. I think our blue purple croc player is actually going first. It's a little cut off on the overlay end, but we can see most if not everything here, so don't worry about that if anybody has questions about it. But uh in general, I think because these guys are both blue decks, it's gonna be a little bit of a grind. I think Sakazuki can
Yeah.
do what Sakazuki does in general in the best way possible, as in playing a lot of blockers, playing some of the bigger threats like the 10 drop Kaido, and doing it pretty efficiently throughout the game. While blue purple Crocodile is gonna play a lot of event cards, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like the idea. If you haven't played against Blue Purple Croc, I would not be surprised. But it does have this Dawn times one once per turn. If you have, oh man, I think it's 4 or less cards. It might be 5 or less. It's been such a minute. for it. But if you do meet that condition, you get to draw a card. It's on both players' turns too, once per turn, which is quite nice.
Hmm.
And card draw in this game is pretty rare. At least it was in set one. So that was kind of the gimmick that it had. It never really took off. But now that we have like more zero cost events, and now we have like more top end cards, there's a lot of ways to build this deck and potentially get some success.
Yeah, I think you said the word the best, which is gimmick. I no offense to the people because I knew there's a lot of people who are on the blue purple croc train. I personally thought it was kind of a gimmick, right? I think it wasn't like it never really performed the way that people wanted it to, as in like it never really won an event. There's not very many top 16 finishes, and when it was out there, it was considered a rogue deck anyway. So it, it's cool to have that draw on both turns. Being able to use event cards and things like that. Not very many things or ways that we can get generic card draw this way, but that's all right. And we do have the swing here, which by the way, um, is probably going to be an event card. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. This is actually Uta or Ulti. I mean, that
Yeah.
looks at the top three, and then you can grab one. I always forget the effect, the latter part of this effect.
Yeah, well, so you get, not only do you get to draw a card, but then you get to rearrange the the two that you have left on either top or bottom of your deck. So not only do you know, not only do you draw the card outright, but you get to decide what you're drawing next. Or in this case, not drawing next, which we put two on the bottom.
Yeah, which is pretty cool for efficiency, and it makes sense in a deck that needs event cards and just cards in general.
Yeah, and I also, we're gonna just say this real quick. Uh, and we'll see if we can move it at all. But the Crocodile's setup is it is on screen all the way on Discord, but is not on our layout. So hand is on board the entire time. You guys viewing are a little bit cut off from it, but both players get to see the full picture.
Yeah, that is correct. I'll see if I can adjust that as well. And hold on.
Oh,
There you go.
do we have the technology?
No. Yeah.
No.
No,
Okay.
okay,
Dang.
okay, hold on,
Dang.
hold on,
Okay.
hold on. Hold on. I got it.
All right. Well, we've got the good old Great Eruption into Houndblaze, getting rid of that ulti, joining the bottom of the deck with the two cards it's sent there, and we'll see what we decide to do. We have a Borsellino set up, so but you know, seven cards in hand for Croc, 4 cards left in life. We're gonna play a brand new for 2, looking top 3 again. Houndblaze, Great Eruption, and then Rebecca. So can't get that Rebecca, but can get the Houndblaze or Great Eruption.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like the weird thing about Blue Purple Croc and in this game in general is that you kind of need to get out of all your attacks because if you want to start using your effect, you have to have a low hand size. And if you take damage, you have to get the card to your hand, which gets you farther away from your draw effect. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of weird because you also want to run so many top end cards, but then you can't combo with them. It's really or counter with them. It's just really tough.
I think that's what probably turned off most people playing this deck as well. Is that
Hmm.
one, you have to build a pretty decent deck, right? In general,
Yeah.
like you have to be efficient in the way that you have the ratios for event cards. Otherwise, you're just probably not doing anything. Just like you're saying, the
Hmm.
top end, we're probably playing a lot of the blue top end, right? There's some purple top end, some removal stuff that you can probably play in this format. But in general, I think you have to be a pretty decent deck builder, which is great if you like that. I like that. Another part of
Hmm.
it is that throughout the game, the decision making is very difficult. And comparing to Enel or Red Purple Luffy or any of these other decks, you have a pretty well thought out, systematic approach for those decks. This one, not so much. You kind of have to change your thing every single game almost.
All right. Yeah, another ulti. Yeah, why not? I remember when I saw this card, it is a little bit restricted by, you have to have a multicolor leader. Um, and unfortunately, Sakazuki just has better things to play for 4 that ulti usually doesn't make the cut. But man, draw 1 and then rearrange the top 2, such a good effect.
Yeah, I mean, That's the thing. I really liked it. I think this will probably see more play if it didn't have like the multicolored um restriction, but I don't know. Maybe people just don't like
Yeah.
paying for this type of thing. Um
Yeah, because I know Queen likes to use it sometimes. Oh, and there's by the way, I think that's Ice Oni, right? Or is that yeah, that is
I
Ice Oni.
I believe
Man,
so.
this list is weird.
I haven't
That
looked
is
at
a
this.
weird list. So
I haven't looked at it, but this is I've seen Isoni be played in this particular build or like this particular leader, but that was like a long time
mhm,
ago. That was when people were still theory crafting back in OP04. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
because this is something this is what so that's Plague Shot. So it looks top you trash an Ice Oni, look at and you place one character that costs a 4 or less at the bottom of his owner's deck. And then I can play an Ice Oni from the trash. So it's very weird.
Uh
It's a very weird card. It's supposed to be for Queen. Queen generally does not use this tech. When Red was more around, you're like, oh, I got to play this 8-drop 0 power card that gets Marcoed immediately, right?
yeah.
But this is some spice.
I mean, we still have something like what's her face still running around, the one cost.
Yeah, we do see the Nico Robin. Yeah, Nico Robin. But most of the removal in this game now kind of
Mhm.
skews towards cost, and so an 8 cost card is actually pretty expensive for blue to get rid of.
Yeah, especially Sakazuki. We've seen it before, time and time again. Versus the Katakuri 8 drops or the 10 costs, whatever, maybe 7 costs even. You still have to use a lot of Dawn in order to get rid of these things. And the Isoni effect is very unique to itself. We don't really see that really
Hmm.
anywhere else in the game. So because of that,
No.
when you run into it, sometimes you just don't really know what to do, and you're like, okay, do I remove it
Yeah.
or do I do I just let it sit there or what? But I think as Sakazuki,
Hmm.
you're probably gonna remove it anyway because a lot of the time you sort of just want to play cards, reduce the effects, and then remove stuff at the same time. So we'll see what we do here.
Let's see. Looks like we're gonna play. Oh, man, Ice Age for Isoni. I feel like I get so much value from that. Right. This is a card that we played for 2 Dawn technically, right? And
Hmm.
they're gonna use 1 Dawn of -5 cost to get rid of it. I don't know if it really warrants that kind of removal.
Yeah, I mean, when you really think about it, the only thing that Ice only really tackles is maybe your Rob Lucci's and Borsalinos, right? And probably Sabo, but like you're playing against blue, so Sabo already sort of has his disadvantage. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's not really too much. But that's what I was saying. Like, I think in general, Sakazuki is going to do the thing that he wants to do anyway, as in
Hmm.
remove, play Hound Blaze, play these cards that remove things, and build a board. Um, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit more beneficial just to wait and see if he has like Kaido or something like that later on.
Yeah. So we ended up hound blazing it away. Uh, so I don't know because what in this board what does Ice Only do? Ice Only trades with brand new. That's it, right? There's like not that much it really does for it. So, but we are playing Rebecca. We're looking for Hina. We're giving, I guess, the ulti the -4 cost, but we have nothing to do with it, and we only have 2 cards in hand. Yeah, that's you're gonna run out of steam very quickly as Sakazuki.
That's what I was saying, man. I think that it was probably more beneficial just to wait. Maybe just do just Hound Blaze the ulti instead. Then you just use
Hmm.
2 cards. You still draw, and you can just swing with the rest of your Dawn. I think that's probably more
Yeah,
efficient here.
even just like Rebecca into Hina and then Houndblaze, I think would have been better.
Yeah, totally, for sure. And we are getting this queen out. Which what did we discard? I just missed that, and I can't see the cost. And
I
without
believe that's
12
the 10
turns.
drop Kaido, if I can.
That's
peek a sneak with my suboptimal internet right now.
that's what I that's what I thought was, especially with that art, and it has like a one sentence text, so it makes
Mhm.
sense that it is that. So pretty interesting that he did do that because like we're gonna get nothing but value out of that, and
Yeah,
as soon as we play it. So I don't know. We're gonna swing here. I think ulti is a 6K, right? I believe it's a 6K.
that
5K, 5K, 5K.
is
I'm
correct. Yeah.
thinking of another ulti.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're thinking the wrong one. Yeah, the queen's a 6K. Yeah, ulti's a 5K.
Yeah. And we're gonna swing 6, which is pretty normal. You know, we're gonna have 6 or at least one Dawn underneath our leader so that we can get our effect throughout the time. We're gonna tap out here for our miss blocker. And pretty annoying because you know this kind of forces another Outblaze out of your hand so that way our Croc player doesn't get max value. And even if we're excuse me tapped out here, it doesn't stop us from using our zero cost event cards at the end of the day as well to use our leader effect.
Yeah. All right, we're using leader effect to cycle out a Rob Lucci. Miss All Sunday, even though like yeah, Blue Croc was pretty relevant in OPO4, it didn't really retain its relevancy in OPO5. Miss All Sunday is such a broken card, such a
It
good card.
it is very good because there's not like so many things that can get around the effect. It's really just blue, right?
Hmm.
And sure, Sakazuki does have a good amount that can do that, and hey, this is one of them. Borsellino
Hmm.
7 drop is probably gonna do the queen. I think after taking a look at the oh okay, all right. I think it was probably better to do the queen only because like after taking a look at the drop, we can probably decide like, hey, that one Oni ice card or the Oni card is probably like not worth,
Yeah,
you know.
it's probably unless they have like a Gum Gum zero cost, it's probably not even in their favor. They probably don't even want to keep themselves at such a high hand cost if they want to try to get some more cycle.
Yeah, that's the other point. It's just the fine balance and the battle of just making sure that we have the right amount of cards in hand. Exactly what we were talking about before. All right, so we're gonna block
All right,
here.
this 8K swing, I'd be really tempted to just block with queen.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what's happening. It
Oh,
just
save it though.
and we draw, right? Yeah, we draw. Okay, good.
Oh, another ice owning. Yeah, and we draw. Yeah, after we activate the effect. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So going over to
Let's see, so we're at 10. So we discarded a 10 Kaido.
which means we have another one in hand, right? Right?
Yeah, I think so. Right. That's what I was thinking. That we only get rid of them if we already have them because we know this game's gonna go in the
Yeah,
later half.
for sure. I mean, ulti swings, leader swings, and then we play Totoro Kaido. You only have 2 cards in hand. It's not too much of a thing to think about here. I think Sakazuki is definitely going to be playing or taking 1 life at least. Um, and you know, you could just put. I mean, yeah, you could just swing with both of them, see what they want to do. If they take a life, then yeah, I think you just play the 10 drop. Because if we push a 10 drop, I think it should make sense that we have another one. Okay, so we're taking the first one. No triggers. Not very many of them in Sakazuki, so it makes sense.
Attack number 2. We only have 3 cards in here. Like, dang, going down to 1.
Yeah, that feels a little tough. We're going to 4 cards in hand. Just swing with the queen. Why not? Uh, but yeah, we're gonna play another 10 drop Kaido. So there you go.
No, we've got another Kaido. Yeah. And it rarely ever comes up, but man, it does have a cost. Your opponent has to be at 3 or less life, which once or twice I've played that card, and then look at my opponent's 4 life board, and like, oh, that's right.
Yeah, pretty tough.
But yeah, drawing 4 when your opponent has like 3 cards in hand, pretty tough.
Yeah, tough in general, but that's okay. You know, we're Sakazuki. Don't need very many cards to do a lot of things, and I don't know if it's gonna be worth to get rid of this Kaido, but Kaido just speaks to uh basically saying like you're gonna take a life. So we'll we'll see if Blake here will decide if that's worth it or not.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the difference. Like I think they over respected that ice oni. Like this ulti's had like 3 or 4 attacks at this point. And then also like imagine using that ice age for this Kaido right now. I think it's just something we had to ignore, just recognize as a card that exists on board, because this has been pretty good for our Croc player ever since that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that time that we're trying to remove the ice oni, we could have just spent that somewhere else a little bit more efficiently. Because now we use
Yeah.
our hand, blast it off a little too fast, and this is where we are now.
All
Um,
right. Looks like we got out of that. Playing another Rebecca. Okay. I mean, if you want to draw cards, that's the way to do it.
sure. I mean, this is a pretty decent start. We have -4, get another one with leader Houndblaze.
Yep. Another Hound Blaze. Yep. There goes the Queen.
We're probably thinking about,
And then 8K attack into probably leader.
I think it ulti. If I take a guess. I think it might be ulti. But I mean, either swing is probably fine. I only say ulti because like
Hmm.
I think the idea is to start getting a board down, block with Rebecca if we can this following turn for the Kaido swing. Um, and
Yeah, I
then
think you're right.
yeah, and then we can start like reestablishing our board here. But yeah, it was definitely to ulti. And we're probably playing a Borsalino or Rebecca again. It's gonna be Kuzan. Ah,
Mm,
okay.
all right.
It's a little more scary, but not too bad.
Yeah, because that you can now pressure that you can maybe get rid of Kaido next turn. But you got 1 life, like 3 cards in hand, and only a Rebecca. If you have any removal, I think Croc can maybe push for game now.
Yeah, not to mention, we kind of drew 4 cards. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but it's pretty likely that we're gonna have something.
Yeah, yeah, that's so many cards, man.
Yeah, and this is easy
It
math.
single-handedly puts you out of Crocodile's effect all by itself.
Yep, and we're already putting 4 away. This could be a 3,000. Could be a 3,000. Get rid of this Rebecca. We swing with the leader first, and then swing with the Kaido after. I think that is the play. I think that is all you need to do. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, that would be 11 and 12, which I don't think they're going to be able to get out of.
No, no. I'm gonna let you know now. No.
Unless they're all literally 2Ks, including that last card in life.
uh,
Just dump, just dump.
um.
Yeah. All right. Yep. 11
And then
and 12.
12, and that is it.
That is it.
Couple a couple 1Ks, a 2K, and a useless Rob Lucci. So unfortunate on that one, huh? So we did we did win as Blue Purple Croc. And it all came down to that one turn with Isoni. He just couldn't, it was a whole thing of he just couldn't believe it. He just couldn't believe it. So
Yeah.
uh, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can find another match. And what do we say? Just go ahead and be right back. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be right back. We'll see if we can find another match. We have like what, 20 minutes? Yeah. We have good time left. We'll see if we find another one.
All right. Be right back. Okay, so I hate to break it to you guys. You're stuck with me for this round. It's not really much else I can tell you there. Mr. Eggman, Aiden is gonna go ahead and oh, I have to update these. I apologize. It's been a mess today. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's definitely been a mess as far as today goes. But Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and fix his internet for this round and this following round. Hopefully we can get him right back in here. But we do have Tony Martinez on yellow and Nell. I'll go ahead and update that as well. And versus good old blue black Sakazuki with Jackson Huang. And if you didn't know, my man here, if this is the same one, the same Jackson, is a well-known player and no surprise is undefeated so far in this third round. And yeah, hopefully we can right after this we can pop into another match that is a little less meta, a little less crazy. But in general, you know, this is the quintessential matchup. This was the finals, technically in the NA finals, and obviously Jackson has been in this seat, this same exact seat, quite a while, or quite a while, quite a lot, I'm sure, for the matchup. So no surprise that we're going to see blue black Sakazuki versus an L with starting out with a brand new as well. And yeah, not too surprising. We're going second as him. We might be playing. Well, actually, we'll see. Going down to 3. Yeah, I was gonna say we might be playing like a Holly or something like that for 3, but we're gonna keep the Dawn open here. We're playing pretty quickly. No surprise, both of these guys are probably very familiar with this matchup, and playing a Kuzan, which is super good. Obviously, very good against the yellow matchup in general. You know, they have a lot of use against the Yamatos of the world, along with the 7 costs and now. That's probably going to be the best bet. Obviously, taking the 1 life too. Jackson's very familiar again, knowing that a Gadatsu can easily get rid of that Kuzan. You definitely don't want to play that otherwise. And our game set was a little confusing with the separation, along with the cat at the bottom right there, but the separation of the play mat. But we do have a Brule on board. 5 done here. We could play Gadatsu anyway to pop the brand new. You know, it's still a target for Houndblaze to um, boost up and swing. That's one of the favorites of early plays, but we might be saving that for later anyway. Taking another life, we are going to play the Gadatsu, get rid of the brand new, and kind of go from there. I just read the chat for Hayden. You can't expect me to behave. You gave me the reins. You left the thing. You left me on my own. You can't expect me to behave, unfortunately. No promises. We're gonna go through. Just thinking if we're gonna block here. Interesting that we're using the Kuzan, but hey, I mean, this probably also means that we have some removal. A little bit of removal here and there. I don't know what we're gonna be using. Okay, only 2 Dawn here for the brand new. Gonna grab the Tashigi. You guys have to forgive me. I'm still a little sick, still coughing. So if you hear a little bit of silence, that's just me coughing. Oh no! That's a party foul right there, baby. That's a party foul right there. All right, well, we're going to use the Rob Lucci, return a bunch of stuff back into the deck. Have plenty in our hand to protect our Kuzan. It's going to be one of the things that I'm sure that now wants off the board immediately. Because the longer that it is, the more value it gets, and you know, the more threatening it's going to be in general for our yellow player. And yeah, 6K on board, 5K from Kuzan. Nice little brand new, just chilling there with his homies. And we're gonna see what an L does. Oh, a little jittery here. A little jittery as Jackson. And yeah, just thinking as an L, like, you know, just in general, it's like a 5K swing probably to our Kuzan using the Tashigi to over counter. Unfortunately, this is going to be the Enel coming down Swinging probably at the Kuzan. Yeah, I mean, there's I don't think there's any other reason not to. And Kuzan does come down. There you go. Okay, well, that was easier than I thought. Okay, that was a little easier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a whole battle, but looks like that is not the case. All right, going back to Sakazuki. This is Jackson himself. Swinging 5K, bring him down to 1 already. That way our real battle begins here. We're gonna go ahead and ham blaze the NL, choosing not to trash the life instead. And I don't know how this is particularly gonna pan out. But we do have, we do still have our Rob Lucci swing. One of the things here, especially if you play against a lot of NL, which if you're playing in these events, you're gonna have to make sure that you are preparing yourself for it. But it's a thing of, okay, he is at 1 life. Basically, I'm giving him a free card and or trigger. And if he's at 1 life, you're gonna be swinging at him, and you have the chance that he doesn't have a trigger. And they're definitely going to be protecting themselves for the next swing.
All right, I'm gonna see if I'm back, but I'm jumping into this one a little bit blind with you guys, but yeah, Jackson's definitely knows how to play Sakazuki, right? He's going to be in Japan next weekend representing North America, so this is just practice rounds for him for that event, I think.
That's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too. Also, welcome back. Welcome
Thank you.
back. Welcome
You do
back.
not know the virtual lap I've been running around trying to get this happy. But shout outs to you for running this event. I knew that the internet was going to be moderate at best, so I'm happy I was right, I suppose,
That's
on that today. But you're being able to hold down the fort. I really appreciate that.
quite all right. Nothing I haven't handled before, right? But if I had this choice, um, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's good. It's been going pretty well. It's interesting because this is again quintessential Sakazuki versus Anel. We said it ourselves, or you said it yourself. Jackson's gonna represent the North America or the North America, North America in general in Worlds. And again, this is just a matchup that he had to go through in order to do that. So, going in his with our little doggo at the
Mhm.
bottom, doggo for
Do I
luck.
see some holies in chat as well,
Yeah,
perhaps?
can you get some holies, some hollies, some doggos in chat, please? Yeah, nice little 5K swing. This is kind of what he's been doing throughout the entire game. These simple 5K swings, and we're gonna go ahead and reduce our Yamato to 1. And how do you feel about this? Like, are you a type of an L player who just takes a life until they're at 1, so that way you just use Yamato over and over again, or do you try to plan that out throughout your attacks?
It really just depends on it's really just depending if you see Yamato, right? If you do not see Yamato as an L, you are in a bit of a bad spot because it is your way to keep recycling value, and it's not impossible to get rid of. Obviously, we just saw Jackson use Hina and Borsalina to get rid of that, which is quite strong. And so I don't know. It looks like Jackson honestly has like such a good tempo, respecting the fact that I'd rather just build a wide board and try to go one by one to try to get the value and go in. Tony, if you have another Yamato, we can play it, heal up, get rid of the Hina. But I think Jackson's playing this matchup 100% correct right now.
Yeah, and it's good that you kept it at 1. You don't have to waste any swings if you're just gonna tap out anyway. They're gonna be susceptible to their own attacks, and that's kind of the main way that NL removes stuff anyway, right? They just have to swing into stuff. Um, and it's good. This is exactly what you want to do as Sakazuki. You want to remove stuff, put out some threats, put out some characters that are gonna do some damage later on, and Borsalino's gonna be the perfect thing for that. But hey, look at the category coming down. Hey, okay. Always a good card to see as tech. It's not in every list, right? It's not in every NL list to me, at least. Would you say? Would you agree with that one?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a tech. I like it for specifically purple Luffy, because you like to be able to have a 6K that can mess with their 6Ks, try to trade with it. The knowledge that it also offers usually gets kind of underplayed on how good that is, but it can do a lot of good things for you.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's also just a swing, right? Like in a pinch, more often than not, you're gonna be lower, lower in life in general, so you're gonna be able to get that rush ability. And look at this, we're pitching two Ks, just for this 7K swing, and I'm not sure what he's gonna be using for the rest of the 5 Dawn. But it looks like we're gonna swing 6 and then probably play maybe a Sanji or something else like that. Maybe another category. Who knows? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, but this is not fantastic. Normally, like in this matchup, you want to just be able to keep dropping your big bodies, specifically like 7-drop Anel, because that card's a little bit tricky for Sakazuki to get rid of. But uh, the board presence that Jackson has is just really important.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if you missed it. We did play a 7 cost L earlier, but
I
it
did, yes.
oh, okay. It immediately got hound blazed.
Mm,
And because of that, it didn't come back. I don't know. It's a pretty easy concept, right? It's pretty interesting that he used it pretty early. So I don't know what kind of stuff that he had in his hand, but if we had all this other stuff, Katakuri and the Brulee,
yeah.
lower cost of
Well,
stuff, I'm
Anel
surprised.
does protect from Houndblaze, but I'm guessing they were afraid that it was going to probably get beat down otherwise, or
Yeah, he had like 2 other attacks if I remember correctly. So it's possible that that's what he thought. But our hand size kind of dictated that we can protect it. So, like I said, it was surprising that he played it a little earlier, and it was also surprising he didn't protect it. So I'm not sure, but here we are with a few swings coming out our face. Interesting that we're also not getting rid of this
and
brulee.
this is generally how you do it.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta reduce that hand size, and we have a lot of attacks in general. It's not gonna stop anytime soon. Okay, that's good. That is good. Now this the real life is revealed. The last life after the effect. So if we're threatening something, it's gonna be the time to do it with a bunch of Dawn here, and we're gonna Hound
Oh yeah,
Blaze the Brulee, right? Yep.
yeah.
From here, I think the decision is like, okay, so I have a pretty threatening board. Can I take game right now? Right? I'm at 1 life, and it just depends if I can threaten his life and as well as have a backup of, okay, well, if that's not the case, then I probably should either block her up or remove that category. I think that's what the thought process is here. I think you swing 9 with Rob Lucci. It's probably the most efficient way to do it, I think. But I think we're just gonna
Yeah, because we did we
6.
get hit by a beige?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because the Borsalino can still attack too, right?
If he doesn't, then I must have missed it. I think we only have like what 2 or 3 cards in Jackson's hand too, so he probably doesn't have that many options in general. That's the L4.
Ooh, the Thor. Love that card.
Yeah, sweet card to see. Not so sweet. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe he Houndblaze and boosted the Roblucci. I think that's what happened
I think
actually.
that has to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah, without dice, you already know the tangent I was gonna go on. Um, it's hard to say. Yeah, you just swing for game here because it's obviously that Nell had a dead hand, too many things in our hand, and unfortunately, falls prey to the Sakazuki. Oh, he left Sakazuki instead. So we're gonna go right back to
Yeah.
us, which you have now evolved.
I have now evolved into my own logo. Fantastic.
I'm
Yeah, this is me now.
I'm telling Core. No, no, that's
Their logo's there, a little bit smaller on
yeah,
the screen though.
that's why I'm telling them. Yeah, so we actually have like 20 something minutes left. It's probably like 21 minutes left, and let's go ahead and find another match real quick. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be great.
all right.
That would be fantastic.
Hey, I think I have Hayden back. Right? Hello.
I think I'm back too. I am just crossing both my fingers, just watching the game. But we should have. I mean, I guess another Sakasuki. But we've got Ace on the other side.
Yeah,
Another one of the rogues contenders trying to beat it up.
this is Ace's best matchup. Saying it right now, best matchup. Why he's 3-0 right now, baby.
Got it.
He's three. He's undefeated going in round 4. And you know, I always joke about it. I always like Ace. Still has been my favorite deck, or at least leader. Maybe not favorite deck, but definitely favorite leader. He's up there with Anami and a couple others. But the only reason I say that is because, you know, Red has evolved since Whitebeard has been neutered and evolved in general, right? We don't see as enough Red into this format, and the reason why I say is a pretty decent matchup is because sometimes, you know, it does what Sakazuki does in the way of being able to place things on the board or just removing and swinging. But I think what I like is that it just removes a bunch of stuff and be really aggressive, because a lot of these builds are rush builds, with the Zoros, with the Sanjis, with the Aces, etc. So I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, yeah, I am as well. And again, like as you said, like if you don't have a lot of cards on board in the first place, it doesn't really matter. But that also means that if you're able to establish some blockers, like getting rid of Sabo immediately is a little weird because that card is such a good card for this matchup.
Yeah, we
But
we talked about it last time too, huh? We were saying like, no, not the Sabo, but it can get back or gotten back, right? Um, and maybe he has another one in hand. Hey, who knows?
yeah, we see Daniel getting that Newgate right there, and we have another Don. Do we have like a buggy or no? Two Ezos, pretty nice.
Yeah, not too bad. Got the white beard from there, which is a cool start. Now, I personally like it. I don't know how well it plays into this. I think back-to-back white beards are very good against Sakazuki, but I think that's where it kind of ends, though.
Hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, like in before OP05, these two Ezos, like okay, I have to use two cards to get rid of this kind of mentality. But now Rob Lucci's like, oh, it's already a 1 and a 1, easy. That could be a double removal if I need to, or it's just like extra removal if we're trying to target something larger. It just gets you so much value.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you kind of want to open Buggy instead as Ace, because these Ezos are sort of useless. With the Buggies, you know, you only have to commit 2 Dawn each, or
Yeah.
in general, in order to swing with it, which is kind of what you want to do going second here, because 2 Buggies, perfect opening, 2 more Buggies, or 2 Dawn underneath, which, hey, speak of the devil, swings 5k, 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 but uh, we'll see if we want to commit a Rob Lucci in these upcoming turns to get rid of these guys.
All right. Well, there is that buggy. We're gonna put a couple Dawn underneath this Ezo. All
Yep.
right, getting Monchuri out.
Yeah. Was that enough, Don? That was 3, right?
Yeah, that was three. Yeah, I said a couple, but I meant couple as in two or more, not strictly two.
Yeah. Fair. Very fair. Okay. Let's see. Now on Sakazuki's turn to see if we can make something happen to get this stuff out. Again, you know, Rob Lucci is probably the obvious play, but do you want to use a Rob Lucci this early? Real question. I don't think there's really any other better targets other than the 1 drops anyway. So you can easily just swing brand new into one of the 1 drops and then Rob Lucci the other 2, and then swing 6 with leader, which I think that's exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, you do want to swing first because there are cards in life that can get rid of 6K or less, which Rob Lucci does fall underneath that. So just getting that pressure first. And yeah, there's that Rob Lucci.
Hmm. One of the things to know when you go against ace in general, in my opinion, is gotta know when not to attack, or at least like when you do attack, just expect that if they're at 7 or more dawn, you might see an ace come down in retaliation, immediate retaliation. Looks like we're going to 6. I don't know what the 5 dawn's for, but it's possible that we might be removing this Rob Lucci some way somehow. Okay, Marco.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Marco.
That should have been obvious to me, honestly. Maybe it's just
Well,
not as obvious anymore.
yeah, it's just like the whole like, don't worry, we have removal at home, which Marco used to be like the premier removal on curve, but like Rob Lucci is one turn earlier. It's also a 6K and it can hit two bodies and it can hit harder, easier too.
Oh, why isn't anybody playing this then, huh? That's that's funny.
Because it's 'cause red's actually just in a bad spot, right? Like it doesn't have as much I think staying power as like Sakazuki's been having, and it still has some good cards, right? And Newgate, when you see it, they play Marco, and Ace does Zoro's kind of 50-50 if they can even afford to right now, but I think that's why.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying. Like, people do lean on more of the rush build if you are going to be playing red. Um, take a look at Daniel's deck list. Doesn't look like that's the case, which is fine. I think in general, if you want to stick to more of the removal or E stuff in general, it's probably fine. This slower matchup, this very back and forth, which hey, you ran into it, unfortunately. Probably should have swung with the Rob Lucci first. Um, that's what happens, unfortunately. Gotta pound blaze and get around the Marco ability, which is kind of annoying, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I think we're going to 7 Dawn. We might see an ace come down. If we have multiple aces, that's probably ideal because what you usually want is be able to ace, reduce the blocker, swing with the leader first, and then continue to play ace after that. Because usually they'll just um spend a lot of dawn and get rid of the ace anyway. So yeah, we're gonna see it come down and then do a little damage.
Yeah, so that just means that like you get less for the Borsellino, and yeah, you're just not going to be blocking with it, which is nice. And now we're already down to 2 life as Sakazuki.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much what you want. Okay, right back to Sakazuki. Probably already what should we call it? Rubbing his hands together, thinking about how he's gonna remove the 7 drop. And just checking our drop, just in general. But I think what we're trying to see if we're gonna do another Rob Lucci maybe, or we're gonna be returning, or if we play Rebecca, or we're gonna be grabbing back and then play out Hina. That's probably more likely. I think we're probably just gonna go ahead and do that to get rid of our ace here. Not only you get a blocker, but you'll be able to put down a body, and maybe another Rob Lucci or Hound Blaze would maybe be pretty good.
All right, so yeah, we have what, 8 Dawn right now?
Uh huh. Yeah, I was saying that we
Mm,
could Rebecca into Rob Lucci, or maybe Rebecca into Hound Blaze, 2 down underneath, and make sure they take the life, that type of thing.
yeah, Rebecca to Rob Lucci. If you have Hina as well, you'll be able to get -5 to the ace, so you'd be able to get rid of it, establish 3 bodies of your own, including a blocker and a 6K. So that honestly, that's usually what makes this deck so good, is that you can remove their 7 drop, do some damage, and also build your own board.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what the plan is. But so far, we're putting 2 down underneath to get around most of the things in life as far as triggers go.
Yeah, and this is like such a this isn't seen as much anymore, right? Because jet pistols aren't as popular, ace is not as popular, but there are these, trigger effects that ask for 6K power or less, and if you make your guy a 7K due to adding the extra dawn, it just doesn't get hit by those.
Exactly. Exactly. Huh. Okay, so we did take that one. Hita comes down. Playing it for 3 and then manually doing the Rabluchi.
Okay, so we must have a 9 dawn. Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's one less blocker on board, and technically two because you got rid of the card there. Also,
That
what? Final Flame Emperor. Flame Emperor would hit pretty hard right now.
yeah. I think that's something that we saw in his hand. I think I saw a peek in it. Like Flame Ripper and the rest of the Dawn, that's what, 10k or not even 10k, even more K swing. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. So we're gonna Flame Ripper the Rabluchi. Never mind. We're gonna Ace. So back to Ace. I did say this before. We're gonna swing into the Borsalino. Be very de-incentivized to protect it. And then probably just swing a good old 7k right into life.
Yeah,
If you have a Seaquake, you can get rid of the Hina, or something similar. But we're gonna go ahead and Dan.
yeah. Looking top five. Seaquake's still available, but we'll see.
Yeah, could keep that one open for Guard Point or Radical Beam though. We did. I think I saw it Radical, but I think Seaquake might be a little bit more beneficial. But nope, I was wrong. First time in my life.
Yep. Yeah, I've been trying to keep track. I got you. Finally got you on this one.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Got to keep me humble. Back to Sakazuki though. back to Sakazuki. Trying to figure out what we want to do. We already did this once. We already said, hey, I got rid of your ace. Why'd you play another one?
hmm
I don't like that at all. But doesn't matter. Sakazuki has everything in his life, or in his life, in his hands, to remove this thing again. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so we got a -2 on the ace there with the Great Eruption. Assuming, I mean, unless they want to make Curly to Dan cost 0. Yeah, that currently costs 5. We can attack with Leader, make it cost 4, and then play 7-drop Porcelino to get rid of it. I mean, again, Rebecca shenanigans are still on line 2, so
Yep. That double attack smoker's no joke. Reduce it to 0 and you might get some value out of it. It's not on the board, so don't worry about
I'm thinking like,
it.
have we seen it?
No.
Is he being funny? Is he being serious that his build plays 5-drop smoker? I've decided to think that you're just being facetious. We'll see.
Correct.
But sometimes you're facetious and then it turns out you're right. So maybe
That's called
maybe that's the new tech.
luck. So you know. Huh. That's okay. I saw in the chat. I should close chat. The Mario would be good here. Get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out.
Well, you think
Come back.
Moria's gonna survive into OPO6 really? We're never gonna see that card ever.
Okay, now I gotta put the conspiracy theorists to test.
No, that card's out of here. Didn't exist.
Got it.
Remove it from my deck builder. Doesn't
Just come back in a few weeks, okay?
Yeah.
Come back in a few weeks. You can say that in chat then. Flame Ripper comes out. That was a 5k in this man cherry, just doing man cherry things. I didn't see what he got back. I looked away. Did you see what he got back?
I believe it was that Hina that they just played.
That makes sense. So this is another Hand Blaze that's gonna go into the Rob Lucci. Probably try to guarantee some damage into face here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going into the Hina instead. So the Hina is +3. Lucci's at 7. So it's going to be 7 and 8, and we have one extra Dawn for for fun.
Hard to tell without dice. Trigger? Oh,
Yeah, there it is. All right, so +3 +1 9K.
9K is pretty good. However, even though we're going to 0, we can still threaten life pretty well,
Yeah,
right?
there's no card. Like we have like 2 or 3 cards in hand and one
Yeah,
life, right? The
yeah.
Dan can go in.
And then not only can go in, but also like if we have another ace, that would be pretty cool. That means that along with the cards in our hand to boost up our leader, we can do like 9K swings easy. Um, might be just enough, but we'll see.
Yeah, because right now we have 5 +3, so that's 8 +10 is 18. So we could do a 9 and a 9. But we could also increase that by having
Oh, oh,
more.
oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh.
7 +3 is 10.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say 10K swing is good with ace, but then you won't have enough.
Yeah.
But now with the wait,
Oh,
wait, wait,
Hound
wait, wait,
Blaze.
wait, 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 wait. Hold on, hold
Okay.
on.
This is like the one in whenever. So Hound Blaze bounces the card back, so you bounce back the Manchury to get there. So this is
Oh,
11,
we're good.
and yeah, still ain't
We're
enough.
good. We're good.
I think we
we,
tied at 11. Yeah, we did tie at 11. Oh, no, we got to 10.
did he dump his hand? I was looking up the card
Yeah, they
actually.
dumped 2 Rad Beams and then 4, so that got Ace to 11.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. Hey, Ace takes it. Undefeated going into round 5 against his best matchup. I said it. I said it. I was right now. I was actually right. After the match, not before though. After the match, I was completely right.
You
So
watch 15 minutes of an Ace player beating Sakazuki, cemented
cemented,
best
absolutely
matchup.
cemented, undefeated, best deck in the format in red. Not other color, no other color though. And yeah, cool to see it. I love to see it happen, and we have plenty of time with 20 something minutes left. Very very quick round.
Yeah, we're gonna try to find another match real quick to end it out. And by we, I mean Brian.
Yep.
Yep.
We're gonna send you guys right back. We'll be back in less than a couple minutes. Bye. I think we are actually in it this time. Mr. Adam versus Noah. It's gonna be Blue Nami versus good old Purple Luffy, which we were talking about a little bit before. It was this is a I don't know which who favors who. I think if Purple Luffy can get everything that they need to get early on and start playing some 6K bodies everywhere, I think they might have a good chance to get this Nami player down because that's gonna be a lot of 7K swings at the end of the day, right?
If they're able to play like the promo or not the star deck ulti as soon as they can and get a page 1 down, I think that immediately puts it in Purple Lucy's favor. But you don't necessarily go as wide as some other decks go. You generally kind of attack with like moderately larger swings, which Nami's just okay with getting out of. So
Hmm.
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of planning to compensate for the mid to large size kind of swings that they may have. But starting out with the Kaya, that's really good.
Yep. A lot of people. Oh, and getting 2 of those out of your hand. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, less triggers in the life for sure, but being able to make sure that you have at least usable cards in hand is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, and no 4 drop. Really?
Not yet, anyway. Right?
Yeah, sorry, they're using the Spada first. Yeah, that makes more sense. So being able to rearrange the top of your deck so you know what you're drawing next turn is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is that sometimes doing so, if you hit like another trigger in life, you mess up what you had. Oh, there it is. The
Yeah.
the turn 1 ulti page 1. This is looking pretty rough for Nami as is now.
Yeah. That one's tough to look at, unfortunately, because that early to get that type of aggression, it's gonna take a couple turns to actually answer it. And not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun.
No.
So the best thing you can do is try to plan at least one or two attacks and understand that you're probably gonna take a life pretty soon here.
Yeah, now you're just kind of at the whims of going through this, and I guess are we changing to being aggressive now? Because we
Hmm.
just did a 5K attack. We Brickfist back the page one, sure. And I mean, Purple Luffy, we can go for it. I've played Nami sometimes, and I've been able to beat Newgate because they're at 0 life, and I just go in. So
Hmm.
it's a weirder matchup, but we'll see if that pays off for giving them that extra life.
So I think the thought process is, as the premier Nami player here, is that the
Of the two of us, yes.
yeah, of the
Of
two of
this
us,
subset,
yeah, of only the two of us, is that
yes.
the thought is Purple Luffy is going to have all this life to keep using leader effect because Nami will not swing, right?
Hmm.
So the premise of swinging as Nami just sort of says, okay, I don't want you to do that because you're just gonna get a lot of down really quickly and get to a life point that you don't care about getting to. So I may as well just go ahead and pressure, and so you don't use your life total. And if I get to the point where, hey,
Oh, Pilaf.
that's really good, you're gonna be at a low life total, then you're gonna have less cards if you do defend that. Oh, and another page one.
Oh,
Okay.
we have another one.
And
That's
by the way,
crazy.
by the way, you gave me back a page one, so thank you for the target.
Ye- Yeah, yeah. This is that's so rough.
Yeah,
That is so rough.
yeah, yeah. That is tough. That is super tough, super tough. Yeah.
And that was probably going into the ulti wherever it was. It got countered out with an Uta very quickly. We got 6 Dawn to work with, 2 Kaias so far. Zeph isn't like a bad choice. We're able to
Return a
bounce
Kaya.
back our Kaya, mill a couple, but that's 5 hold on, which is a lot for
You
this deck.
you still have one, and you still have four life. You can probably take two pretty comfortably. And it's probably worth to get the Zeph out anyway. And I only say this because Purple Luffy doesn't really have that many outs outside of Kaido to get rid of it, right? So if we're saying it's gonna be worth to play the Zeph and mill the two, which is pretty good mills, honestly. Um, we now have a Kai to play the falling turn, and Zeph is going to pressure, which we might see a kid. Which, hey, by the way, we're going down to one. You're just giving me another out here, as far as a win
Hmm.
condition.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think they probably took it just to make sure that they had, I guess, what more cards to defend this Zeph attack. Because if that hits, that usually spells game in a lot of situations. Because that's milling 7. We're gonna rubber band of doom and get rid of the gavel there,
Hmm.
and another 5K is coming in.
Yeah, a lot of 5K swings are not going to look too fun for us as Nami. Did we get another peel off?
We did indeed.
Nice. Okay.
That is additional 4 cards out of your deck from those.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, we're taking two pretty comfortably here. This is where it gets a little uncomfortable. And unfortunately, going down to one.
And playing the queen blocker too. So now even if you want to like pressure with the Zeph, you don't even get that. But it's what, 1 life apiece. 10 minutes into the round there.
Really showcasing the the quick rounds that we've been talking about, unfortunately. Is wanted to see if this one goes the distance, but I was talking about it before. There's a lot of 7K swings, a lot of bodies that are mid to large size, which this is more in the mid size here. A lot of 5Ks, some 6Ks. And yeah. We do have a pretty chunky hand at the very least. We could brick fist, right? It should hit the queen. Am I right on that? Oh no,
Queen's
no.
a 5. This is 4. Yeah.
I'm thinking Najami. Oh wait, Nojiko. I always damn, what am I? I've been watching. I've been reading too much manhwas. Sorry. Uh,
I see.
a lot of Korean names. The thing about it is, yeah, if we are playing Nojiko, we can return back the queen, hit pretty hard with the Zeph, and use our hand size in order to defend from there. But like we're just gonna go ahead and use the Kai that we had before, and unfortunately, kind of running out of gas from all of these swings.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I said. Like I thought, like one copy of Ulti was already such a start for a Purple Luffy player, and technically being able to resolve 2 is just very impressive, very fantastic for Noah.
Hmm. Yeah,
Now,
because
Yeah, I
Good.
don't know. It's tough.
I don't know. We drew a lot, right? We drew a lot. We have a pretty decent hand. The only downside to that is that Nami is still no stranger from the Trafalgar Law, right? We can get double lawed pretty quickly, and not even think twice about it, and
Yeah.
that's gonna
Yeah,
hurt very much.
you don't see that as often, but yeah, I think that's in this match because normally like Nami gets like a lot of cycle, but doesn't usually get like a really big hand size.
Hmm.
But Adam's been able to be pretty fortunate. Ooh, a death wink from the buggy as well.
I mean, it's pretty decent. A target is a target. Yeah, I wouldn't really say fortunate because we went down to one, and that feels pretty bad. And honestly, as Adam, I think you just swing 8 as Zeph, threaten their life, um, and then that's pretty much it. Unless you have a lot of event cards in hand, and if you feel like that's going to be the best way to defend yourself.
Yeah, well, wherever we swung into, we got a 2K out, and I think that's fine. Yeah, I think we value the cards or the Dawn that we have up for defense more than we value pressuring their offense cards. So we left that 3 open.
Yeah, but the issue now is that we're going to 9, means Kaido. We're going to pop the Zeph, and it goes bad to worse because the 10K swing is nothing to scoff at for sure.
Yeah.
You can probably take this one. That's fine. I mean, if you have buggies and stuff like that, because like more often than not, you're gonna have event cards. You don't really want to use those for these 5K swings. Um, and you have at very least 2 more 6K swings and a 5K. So
And a
like,
10K Kaido. So yeah.
yeah, I'll only say because that is likely a trigger and or a 5K or a 0K or a 1K. There you go. That will get out of one of these smaller swings. So this is going to be an event card. We know that we have a Death Wink, which will definitely get out of our title swing. Sure. We just won't get the effect, right?
I think that's still kind of worth it though. It just kind of depends on what they value, right?
Yeah, but now we're on the clock, which we're going to have to do some craziness for to mill ourselves out next turn. Have to chain a lot of different things like Brickfist and Takaya and stuff. But I mean, it's not like it's impossible. It'd be a little different if we had some sort of removal in the last couple turns. That's why I'm a little different when it comes to Nami. I like some removal. I like some protection because like you find yourself in these situations so often, and you just have to stare at the character cards that your opponent puts out. It just kind of feels bad. Not kind of. It definitely feels bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say like kinda. Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a tough decision for sure. Because I think what's happening is that he probably has a few different event cards and he's deciding if he wants to take this one. Again, yeah, I would imagine, oh, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, you need
bounce
that
way
trigger.
back.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely need that trigger. Which is why I was saying before, I was like, I mean, you may as well just take it and decide from there. What? And he's out of Dawn, so this is the highest he can go.
Yeah. So we tack 10 in there. Do we want a death wink to get out? It gets out of it, but we
No.
don't get any cycle for it.
Oh no.
We do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I said no is because like if you have other event cards, let's say if you have gavel or all this other stuff in hand that are like one cost, probably better to do that and cycle through, so that way you reduce the cards in your hand anyway, um, and get the maximum amount from Deathwing. But
Yeah. And how many cards do you think are in deck right now? Probably close to 15, 20 range.
it's probably around that 15 range. Yeah, I mean, resolving what 3 Kayas, 2 Sanjis, milled off 1 or 2 event cards, drew for turn. You know, should be.
All right. We did a 5K. Um, maybe with the idea that, a buggy can be the next warlord, right? We give it a simple 10K boost.
Oh, we're just
But
gonna
no,
pass.
pass, strong pass. That is very rough. Unless you get the grid chains of stuff, but
I don't know. I mean, there's it is a very much of an intimidating presence when you pass with 10 Dawn. So like honestly, you just put everything on the Kaido and then swing, right? Like there's not really much to think about because you still have 4 more swings after that, which means at minimum after they get out of this big swing, they still need at least 4 more cards in hand. You know what I'm saying? So like you just swing every like you're just doing it backwards now. You're just doing it backwards, I think.
yeah.
Which is fine. I think it's fine. I think either way is fine. You kind of get the same result.
Oh, we get out by yeah, okay, there's a rubber band and a death wink. Yeah, I think we're doing this because we know that we're gonna yeah, I want to do the death wink thing, but there's 2 for love beam to get out of another 5
Yep.
with 9.
9, 12, 15, 16 cards.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. All
Okay.
right, another one. Okay.
So you need Deathwink and a Love, right?
I
Because then you have
I
to
guess so.
because you would draw one if it's the last 2 cards in hand, right? Because you would need Deathwink, you draw one, Love, you draw one, and the last 2 needs to be 2. Basically.
All right, love
Okay,
love
that's the
for
half.
2.
That's the half. Dang.
Kaya and oh, we don't even have no death wing there. So
Okay.
there you go.
Nice.
I don't
I
I
don't
don't
know what
know.
that is. I don't know what that
No.
is. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Whoever
That's
that
the
is.
to Noah and
Shut.
his fancy custom sleeves.
All right, back to me, really, not even us. Um,
Yes.
that was unfortunate for Nami. Got overwhelmed by Purple Luffy quite a lot as far as that goes. And hey, got the Nami player before they went out and became not undefeated. That was
Yeah.
unfortunate. It
Yeah.
was a lot. It was the
I
only
think
undefeated. It was the only undefeated one.
it was the only undefeated Nami left, and to be honest, I think like if there wasn't the if ulti wasn't played on curve, I think they had a shot. But
Two
with that hitting it
ultis.
so quickly, yeah, that is just very very tough for the deck.
What can you do? What can you do at the end of the day, right? Cry is the answer, unfortunately. Um,
Hmm.
let's go to a break real quick. We'll find another match. See if there's anything going on in this last 21 minutes or so.
Yeah, give us a minute.
We're back.
Woo!
We're here. Round.
I'm here.
Unfortunately, round 6. And we're gonna jump
Looks
right
at
into.
stream title. Uh,
Well, yeah, we're back here with round 6. I do believe it is starting, if not started, for the timer. We actually do have yet another Sakazuki, but it's a little different. Going against the Red Purple Luffy player that we were talking about before, Mr. Lex himself, um, playing Red Purple Luffy. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And last round they were playing against the Nell, so our mind says, oh, maybe the Navi match will be a little bit more playable, but he ends up winning. So clearly Lex is playing something different. He heard that purple Luffy was doing well. Must have heard that red purple was instead of regular purple, but still doing really good at this 5-0 this far into the tournament.
I'm going to take half of what Purple Luffy is and then do my own thing,
Yep.
which isn't really the same thing at all, actually. But
Mm-mm.
that's okay because it's still purple. And we're starting out with Sakazuki all up in our face using, I think, brand new. There you go. Couldn't tell with all all the stuff there, but yeah, starting out, going second, and gonna go right into Purple Luffy's turn.
Yeah, and I'm furiously going through the undefeats. We have 16, meaning that we have exactly 9 rounds today, unless there's anything anyone just like dropping the tournament or for whatever reason. So even then, so likely for that. But it should be really fun, close. Most of the one-ups, like I know that Ace is still undefeated, the one that we saw earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a couple more names to check out, but The rest is just kind of like the four that we're used to, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Which, could be a bad thing, could be a good thing, depends on how you see it. But besides either opinion, it is just facts. This is just something, you have to kind of get used to. And no surprise, just gotta get ready for this matchup in particular, which is Sakazuki. And two 6K swings, doing it right. This is kind of what you want to do against reputable Luffy. As many 6K swings as you can to lower their hand size. So when it comes down to those 1 or 2 life, you can take a game pretty easy.
All right, and I just got the last one of all the decks, so I'll get that in a minute. But yeah, it looks like we're doing the our favorite boy Trafalgar Law,
Oh, we're getting
getting rid
laws.
of,
Oh wow.
let's see, Houndblaze and Borsalino.
Those are pretty good cards, to be honest. Actually,
Yeah,
really good cards against this, because that
yeah,
that law was Houndblaze fodder for sure.
yeah. And getting rid of the cards are good. Losing the Dawn is a little expensive in this deck because you are kind of dependent on your curve.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I'd still take that trade more times than not.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I mean, like it's whatever, at the end of the day, as long as you get the right cards out of hand and have a decent curve afterwards. Great Eruption's gonna target the law. Let's see another hand blaze, who knows? Swinging with it means an automatic block from law, honestly, and then a Borsalino afterwards. So I guess the Great Eruption was maybe a bait, or just another cycle for our Borsalino player, our Sakazuki player.
Our player who plays Borsalino.
Yes, only one kind of copy. Back
All right,
to
going.
Lexus.
Yeah, so going up to six Dawn right now. We really don't want to use a Dawn minus because next turn we can do the Dawn +1 from the leader to get from 8 to 9, which is great. And so, but we just really don't have like a super good card to play at this Dawn level. I feel like right now.
Um, yeah, it's interesting because like I think Lex's build is probably similar, but there's not very many ramp cards nowadays in the Red Purple Leafy list. And that could be back and forth of who's actually building the decks. I'm gonna take a peek a look. I can't talk apparently. I'm gonna go take a peek of Lex's list right now and see if that's the case.
Yeah, they left 2 Dawn open, so that could be either like a Guard Point and Rad Beam, or it could be also like a Thunder Bagua to go from all the way up to 7 Dawn, then 9, then 10. So that could be pretty good for you, especially since it looks like Jude's not gonna like establish a lot of like large bodies on board, right? We're playing another brand new, which is good for value, but not good for pressure.
Yeah, and for me, couldn't find it. So, whoops.
I did compile.
Compiled a disconnect is what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. He's gone. He's gone, everyone. He's gonna be back in the chat. Just be. I don't know why that. Was, I don't know why that was so funny. I don't know why that was so funny because he said I compiled and then he just like went back into the ether. So guess I'm alone for a little bit now. Uh, so we're going to 8 Dawn, which is pretty cool because now we're gonna get into the ramp turn as Luffy. And it's pretty cool. I think we actually are at 9 because we did use a law, so we kind of threw off our Dawn count. So I could be a little bit wrong here. We're gonna go ahead and use it right now. So we're gonna go to 10. Most likely. Yes. I have another Discord message from Eggman that I cannot repeat on stream. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna do a good old Whitebeard, go a massive 8K swing and keep one open. And this is pretty much what you want to do. The thing, now the important part, however, is how many times you can do this afterwards, right? So the thing and how to beat this matchup is in order to overwhelm the Sakazuki is to continue to do this over and over again. And previously with the restrictions, you couldn't really do that. You had to just kind of play whatever ramp cards that were available to you and play into like shanks and things like that. But with Newgate being unrestricted, you can play 3, 4 of them and just kind of do this over and over again. So we'll see if that's going to be the case, and see if Lex can pull it through for it. At least that's my opinion. If you guys have a different opinion, if you let me know in the Twitch chat of how this match should go. Okay, there's still an 8K leader. Like I said, Whitebeard gives that massive little boost. Massive little boost. Makes sense, right? Kind of hard for Sakazuki to do any damage. And every turn that this Whitebeard is on the board for means that Rebecca is kind of null and void as well, right? The 12K swing that removes your Rebecca and basically threatens everything that he can do. And I think our Sakazuki player is at 1, which is even more scary. I think we have our resident Eggman. Are we back? Oh, he's muted. All right, take your time.
All right, I should be back.
Welcome back.
You guys, did you guys like the suspense about me telling you what was undefeated left? But then that's sick.
We didn't even know what you were saying, dude.
Oh, really? Perfect. Perfect.
I gotta let you know.
All right. Well, in my absence, our top 16 undefeateds right now, since we have 16 at the beginning of the round, are 7 Sakazukis, 3 purple Luffys, 3 Enels, 1 Katakuri, 1 red purple Luffy, so this one here, and our ace that we saw earlier in this tournament as well.
Out to Ace. Doing the work. I probably have to peep that Katakuri if it does win this next round, or this round really.
Yeah, because I mean we saw a little bit at the beginning of it, but yeah, we're through the thick of it, and we have 10 Dawn as Luffy. If we have 10 drop, yeah, just plop it down.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
All
I mean,
right. Yeah,
we
press
do.
the button. There it is. Press the button again, and 7.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We did get the Newgate removed, unfortunately, and because of that, we kind of opened the door up to this 10-drop Luffy because like we're at a pretty comfortable health total. At 2, like 2 is pretty decent as a 6K leader. And we're gonna go ahead and do the sequencing here, as in to get the active Dawn, get the 0 cost Dawn, or the 0 Dawn really from the leader effect, and now we're already back to 5, taking our second turn.
Yeah, and this is again a pretty good spot. We can go like 9 and 12. Looks like we're just going to start with a 12 at lead though.
Mm-hmm. We could keep
Go down to 1.
you could keep a couple or one of these Dawn open as well. I think that's gonna be the case. Yeah, it's gonna keep one of these open. I taught Lex. I taught Lex good. I taught him well. Oh,
Is that why he swung 9 then 12?
yeah, I take it back. I take everything back. Never mind. I didn't teach him anything. He's actually been
You
testing
didn't
by
teach him
himself.
that.
even really, I blame Melissa. She's in the chat somewhere.
Well, being at 1 Dawn or 1-0 life is pretty scary in a deck that runs Diablo Jambe. So that can be pretty scary next turn. We're at 5 Dawn right now. If Luffy survives, which it has a pretty good chance of doing it, you go from 7, and then you go to 8 with Luffy effect, and then you can go to 9 with your own leader effect. So that's pretty good. And then again, like if you're able to, like again, if it lives, like Jambe on 10 drop Luffy just wins you the game.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the play too, right? Like that's sort of what he's been doing throughout the tournament. I'm sure we'll get a tournament report sometime or another through DMs. I think here, like I said, we're at a pretty safe space. Being at 6K leader with the 1 open, And it's not like Sakazuki has like 10, 20 cards in hand. He only has like 4 or 5. So when it comes down to it, if you can't win this turn, which is very unlikely, um, I mean, if we had Diablo, that's all we really need.
Yeah, so looking at cards, we have again 10 open. We're going to use one for Manchuri, which has been, I guess, the MVP today on stream because it's been getting a lot of value very consistently.
Quite annoying, but very good card. And it is annoying because it is very good. So I guess that checks out.
And I think it got a Toshigi. Is that right?
I missed it. Wait, no. Yeah, I think it did.
Yep. All right. So we're going to Ice Age there.
I like his little leader marker too, by the way.
I do. I like the little Sakazuki stand for the Sakazuki.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, they're attacking 5, which means that they simply do not have Dawn to get rid of to play anything else. So Suru to make it now cost, I guess, 2.
Yeah.
Yes. Houndblaze there. That's so obnoxious too, because now that brand new can hit for 1, right?
Yes. That's okay. That's okay. The only big thing here is probably this other brand new swing. But that's about all right. I mean, we have a good amount of cards in hand as Lex here. Just doing a little bit of a Don count. We still have our Borsellino swing, both Borselinos, along with brand new. So we're not out of the woods just yet. If we get out of this one pretty well, I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're okay. Yeah, especially if we're swinging 9. I think we take this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we think we take this one. We take a look and see how much he's committing to the rest of the Dawn here. Excuse me. If this is a blocker, that's exactly what you want as Lex. Because like if we're looking at 5-cost Luffy or Yabe Jabe, then we're still going to be able to use our leader to take game here.
Yeah, but we don't have as much Dawn as we could, so this will be a 12k attack. So, but that is
That's still
asking
a
for
lot.
quite a bit. Yeah, how many cards do they have in hand? Like 3 or 4?
Or
I don't think there's a number that saves you.
We got, yep, there it is. So
yeah, there it is.
And yep, that is the scoop up. Do you have it or do you don't? There you go. Good job, Lex.
You do not.
Yep.
You do not. Yeah, Lex is going to continue their streak 6-0, entering round 7 undefeated.
Yep. And no ill intent to Jude Harris here. Did what he could, blockered up, and at the end of it, couldn't really play around a card that literally says you can't play around it. So, good on both of them. Great match, and good to see that Red Purple Luffy is still undefeated.
Definitely. And I think like the difference is that like we saw like so many brand news hit the board, which is good in like some of their matchups where you want to kind of grind out the game and get more value, but those brand news are going to have a hard time attacking into leader. So I think being able to establish 4-drop raw blue cheese would have at least meant like at least one more attack every turn going lead. And just not being able to see those, I think was pretty rough for that matchup.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it was just overall like a lot to deal with. The 10-drop Luffy coming down too. Like that was a lot of stuff in order to get rid of it. That was almost 10 Dawn. And because of that, that was a whole turn. We're at 1 life. I think at zero actually. I think he actually ended up being at 0 because of that 10-10 drop. So yeah, it was just a lot. Doesn't always go that way. You know, Red Purple Luffy doesn't always see the things that they need to see when they need to see it. So yeah, good on them. We'll see what the rest of the tournament looks like. And we still have 25 minutes left, I believe. Wait, no, we don't. No, we don't.
Let's see.
We have 21 minutes left.
21 minutes left. I'm looking through and we have like a Sakazuki mirror, but I think one's kind of taking away from it. We'll find a match. We'll see what we have left. I think most of the undefeateds are pretty done though.
Let's go to break and see if we can find something.
Be right back.
We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back mostly. I don't know where Hayden's gonna go, but he might go back into the ether sometime or another this round.
I'll be here. I'll be there. I'll be around mostly.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can see the game at least, because now As we go right into it, we got Daniel and as well as Lex back on the stream with Red, Purple, Luffy, and Ace. The two, literally the only two unique leaders when it comes down to it. There's a lot of Purple Luffy, Sakazuki, and I think one, well, Anel as well, but one
Yes.
Katakuri as well.
These are our last two red decks in first place contention. And yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to see both. So if you guys want more of the meta, I'm sorry, but these two being paired up, being 6-0 in a tournament like this, I think is pretty cool. So we're watching this one.
Not only that, we have plenty of meta to go for the next, 2 rounds after this. So we're definitely going to see the aforementioned decks for sure. We start with the Dan into the Izo. I love both of these decks. It's some of my favorites, and it sucks to see one of them get out, especially with Lex. But I think the game plan remains the same for both of them. Be aggressive as you can as Ace. Use the bigger things to remove the bigger things, like Flame Emperor and Reduction.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. There's not too much else to think about this. I think both of them are just going to go through the motions.
Yeah, so we use that Nami to find a 2K counter, and then we have the Zoro 3-drop. If they don't get rid of that, that will help Luffy get an extra Dawn this next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And but Ace generally does have a good way to remove a good amount of stuff if he has it, right? It's a 4K, so Marco can't get rid of it, but if we have another DP minus, then we get there.
Power minus, and I think the
Power minus, yes, correct.
the Zoro here is interesting because I was mentioning, I was like, I don't know if he plays any kind of ramping cards. This is probably one of the better ones to do since they're searchable, has counter power, and you can play it very early. So pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and play that Izo from last turn here. So Marco.
Yep, there's the too good to be at 4 copies Marco for a bit, but
Now it doesn't
there
matter
it is.
because everyone's playing Houndblaze and other things.
Yes.
This is a 6K swing and gonna have another 6K swing on from the leader, remaining on.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It helps remove cards out of hand, which again, red purple Luffy, the kind of the trade-off for him is that he just has very few cards more times than not, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Alexis has been pretty good at keeping a healthy hand size so far. We're going to be able to gain an additional Dawn with the Zoro, going up to 7, which is quite nice.
Yep, and we don't have to um tribute or waste an extra Dawn going at the leader since
Mm-hmm.
they were so kind to swing with the Dan beforehand.
I think I would have maybe. I don't know what our play is, right? If we have enough Dawn to play something, we would have been fine. I think putting a Dawn underneath Nami though, just to maybe swing it to the Dan, see if they get rid of it, and you can do like a double pressure with Zoro and lead. But we're just gonna go a quick 6 to Ace.
Yeah, it's probably I was gonna say a kid, but if you had a kid, you're probably playing it beforehand. Luffy's not too bad here either. 6K, you might run into something though, so you gotta be careful. But it looks like we're just gonna go ahead and pass.
And again, both players are undefeated, both 6-0 going into this round. And our last two red decks, we again have 4 Sakazukis, 1 NL, 1 Sakazuki, and this matchup here left for our 8 undefeateds.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought you last round you said that Ace lost or got the first loss, or was that someone else?
I believe it must have been someone else. Yeah, my apologies.
Makes sense. This Ace is gonna be pretty annoying because we're trying to defend a 4K Luffy, and we still have the 7K swing afterwards. Thunderbagua, I believe. Yeah, Thunderbagua comes out. This is interesting because I think the list that played Thunderbagua also focuses on the 10-drop Luffy. So maybe that's the play. I'm not sure.
Yeah, all right. And I found the issue. There's a misreport when I was looking at it, so it was corrected. So there's only 3 Sakazukis, and then there's Ace as part of that too. So that was the missing piece.
Roger that.
So 3 Sakazukis, 1 purple Luffy, 1 red purple Luffy, Anel, Katakuri, and Ace.
Cool. Okay, we're playing the Whitebeard. Gonna go ahead and swing. This is actually to life, so it's a nice little 8K swing. Not to the ace, since it's gonna be diminishing returns. 8, 10, 7. It's gonna be a lot easier. About 5 or 6 cards in hand for Lex, and Daniel is gonna go ahead and go into his 9 Dawn turn, I believe.
Yeah, so using the Ezo, hopefully finding one of their own new gates, but I think this is like, if they're at 9 Dawn right now, this is the only turn they could be playing it. Because unfortunately, when Alexis has already established one, they're in a tough position to try to play another one of their own. I end up getting Fire Fist. Interesting.
This is all right. I mean, well, which Fire Fist actually?
I believe the
The minus?
traditional one. Yeah, the
Oh,
double KO one.
gotcha. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still like combo or counterpower. So
Yeah.
that's probably what the thought is. If you had nothing else there, better. Doesn't help you here. Okay. Well, just trying to figure out
Yeah.
what we want to do because
Ace has a lot of cards in hand.
that's nice, but we are still an AK leader.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
cool and all,
Yeah.
brother. But you kind of need a swing into me. And just like our last match with Lex, we're at 2 life. We have the new gate out. We could easily play a 10 drop afterwards if we try to get rid of this new gate. And if we don't, then we're at 2 life as ace, and it's gonna be kind of hard to defend against it.
All right. 5 in Anami. Quick clear there. 8K into leader.
Of course,
Quick
this is
card out of
just
hand for that one.
just one card out of hand. Nothing too complicated here. Unless we want to take it.
Oh, really? Oh, dang.
A little greedy here, though, unfortunately.
All right, playing another ace for 7, but not going to be able to attack with that into leader and passing it right back.
Yeah, I wonder if that was the best play. Unless our hand is just all event cards, which is oh, okay, we'll find out right now then.
Oh. Yeah, those cards in hand are a little important now, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, both ends.
All right, just the end ones.
Those are
Radbeam and
very
a
good.
Machino, so 6K.
That is a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. Those are very good picks. Because this could have been like 2 Fire Fists or something. But yeah, 6K counter power is a lot. They'll have now 8 Dawn to play with. Oh, 7 Dawn, sorry. And one of them is gonna be a Nami. He'll be looking for a Luffy. I don't know if Luffy's gonna be like the most important card here. You're looking down at 2 aces, you can get rid of one of them pretty easily, but like even if you play Luffy, all you're really doing is trying to get 1 or 2 cards out of his hand. So yeah. I mean, yeah, that's probably best here.
Just being able to up convert your Nami from a 1K counter to a 4K, but Ace is, slowly building a board that's going to be able to chip away at your leader and get some advantage. So I don't know. We do know that also Fire Fist is in hand, so that can get rid of this blocker very easily.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing 6 here. For no regard of life triggers for sure.
Yeah, and then we get hit by a queen with a draw 2, discard 1, and we're gonna get 1 Dawn back. Get rid of a 7-drop useless kid. Yeah, that card's pretty rough in this matchup, I think. And gonna pass it back.
Yeah, you want to stick to the Whitebeards, Luffy's, etc. This queen might be gone before we even know it, unfortunately. There it is. 3 cards out of hand.
There it is.
Yeah, 3 cards out of hand is quite a lot, but I mean, we're still looking at an ace swing and as well as a leader swing. We know they have a radical beam in hand, so one of these attacks is not going to go through. Only 3 cards in ace hand, or maybe 4. I mean, we know we have a Marco, so the Marco can come down.
Yeah, and we have what 5 Dawn right now, I think, open left.
I think either 4 or 5. Hard to tell from here. 4 or 5, yeah, 5.
Yeah, and I mean they can do a 7 and a 6, and then play the Marco if they want. It's not too bad. All right, 2K, which we knew was in hand earlier.
Oh, he's gonna pass here because I think he has probably guard point or radical beam himself. So yeah,
Okay.
2 cards
Yeah,
in
only
hand.
2 in hand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Luffy's in sight anytime soon. I feel like you should go 12 here on that, just to get rid of that. Oh, okay. We might have a Luffy. Never mind.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try a 10 drop Luffy.
I don't know if it's gonna work though, because we do have.
Find the egg. There it is. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No 10 drop Luffy. We're doing the queen again. You said nice try. I have another one. Go ahead and remove it. She probably will. Honest.
Yeah, I think that's it's very clear at this point.
Yep. Huh.
All right, it's gonna be 6 at lead. Oh, Rad Beam instead of the block.
Yeah.
We get 1 Dawn back, and then 5K with Nami.
Yep. He's just trying to set up board for everything that he can do. Another rad beam doesn't feel great.
Yeah, 1 in hand. I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of this queen outside of just attacking.
Yeah.
And yeah, Lex has quite a few cards in hand right now.
He does, but a lot of Dawn to be used. Marco's still an attacker. And Ace just needs to land 7 drop. So one of the attacks are accounted for sure because of Queen. With quite a big hand for the 2 queens, Searcher, and just taking life early. About 5 cards, 6 cards maybe. I think for our ace player, like if your only 2 cards aren't anything that can remove this queen, then you just have to do the Dawn math and see if you can get there with the stuff that you have already. And the way to do that is probably start off with a 6K swing. You know you're not going to be able to use anything as far as the Dawn. Just go ahead and put 3 underneath or 4 really underneath the Ezo. Swing with that. See what he has in hand. Know he has 3 up. So if he's projecting that he has guard point or radical beam, 3 of them in hand, then I don't think there's really a way to get around it. It's just something you have to accept.
Yeah.
This
So we're gonna go 10
block.
there. The second Rad Beam was just discarding from leader effect. Yeah, he didn't use the Rad Beam. He discarded it to get a plus 1K from leader effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was tapped up. Because that was
yeah. It's
it,
just a 5K, yeah.
Yeah, it was a 5K swing from Nami. He's taking this one because probably his hand is pretty healthy to defend again. He wants Queen as an attacker. So if he does have, let's say, Shanks or Kaido or 10 drop Luffy, any of these big threats, he wants another attacker to make sure that we can close out the game. And if we end up swinging with the Marco, that basically puts it away for at least one of those attacks. And we all know that Diablo Jama is the thing, Luffy's the thing. So we're going to be protecting as much as we can. I just don't think you have the math. If you know that he has Radical Beam in hand, I don't think you have the math.
Yeah, we attacked Ezo into there. You know, you can't use the effects of a Jombe on the ace, so we do become a healthy whatever it is we get out of it with 6.
11. 11.
Yeah.
That was a 5
Yeah,
to
yeah.
or 10 to 11.
Yeah.
All right.
Or 10 to maybe 12. No, it was 12 to 11.
Gotcha. It's Fire Fist? Ah, okay. So we're gonna swing.
Oh yeah, we just put
with-
everything under Newgate, yeah.
Yeah, put 2
This will
in
be
the
able to get rid of
Newgate.
the Marco. Yeah.
Get rid of the Marco. We can swing 7 with swing 7 with Queen, and then put the rest on Luffy, I think. Because
Yeah.
the Queen will basically say 2 cards or one of your event cards. You know, the event card is out, that means we just have to get to 9. Right? Yeah, the math
Right.
is there. The math is there for sure. There you go. Yep. Those are 2 cards, and the rest, even if you have a Radical Beam, it does not matter.
There
You
it is.
go. Good job, Lex.
Oh, there's the Jombe and everything else. I would have maybe would have just swung Newgate to see if they would have done something, because if they blocked, you did the same thing without having to invest on. But it was definitely a good play to get rid of that Marco on the swing of the Newgate.
Yeah, I think so. I think you know, especially after seeing his hand, I think that was the right play, and it just made everything easier, right? Like after you get that, you know he's taking a life. He's he's going to 0. The rest of it is just math, and that's kind of where you need to be when you're trying to take game. So,
For sure.
Pretty cool. Shout out to Lex again. Red Purple Luffy, the only one that's undefeated, going into round 8. Only 2 more to go, and high likelihood of him topping with it, which is very cool.
For sure. And also big shouts to Daniel for his current run on Ace. It's not done yet. You know, one more win, I think, almost guarantees top 16, at least top 32, which is pretty great. And for a 500-person event, getting, you know, this far with both these leaders, I think is really, really impressive.
Yeah, I was about to say the same exact thing. You know, Ace is my love and pride, and you know, it sucks to see that it gets taken down by another rogue deck, quote unquote, but a less played deck, and yeah, that's all right. Still got about 20 minutes left. We can see if we got a little life in some of these other games, but we haven't really been too lucky. So yeah, anything else?
No. Yeah, let's see what our other matches are saying.
Okay, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. It seems like to be the quintessential matchup as soon as we get back to another game. I think Nell versus Sakazuki.
Yeah.
Which
I think that's very fair.
both decks require a little thought, a little sequencing, a little of everything, and both of them also have some lasting power, right? Both of them, Sakazuki can play blockers, can remove a lot of things, can slow your opponent down, and then an L just doesn't ever die. So there's that. And in this one, 3 life on Sakazuki-sen, 1 life on Enel's. We got an Enel, the 7-drop, and the Yamato on our Enel's field, and our Sakazuki's turn. It looks like it's ending too, so doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything about it. trying to see.
I think this is on Anel's favor. We did set up, 2 bodies, so we could win this next turn with it, and also with 3 life, and also having the Sabo just hit the board. We're not afraid of losing this next turn, but we gotta eventually push for the win, right?
Yeah, but with the 6K swing, it probably tells you that we're seeing another Yamato. So unlike what we saw before with the lacking Yamatos before, uh, like we're gonna see a double one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
taking
we've
both
got
too.
I mean, maybe we lose right here.
Eh.
Uh, this
Well,
might be Houndblaze. They might be thinking about putting the Suru back in hand.
it's gonna die anyway, so you should.
Yeah. Well, it has protection
No, if he
from
plays a Yamato.
KO.
Oh, Sabo, yeah.
From Saba, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, unless they played it afterwards, yeah, you're completely right. All right. How much to think
There's a
about there?
9.
Yeah.
We're not putting 9 on Shirahoshi now, are we?
I don't see why not. I do actually. Yamato's a better play. So go ahead and play the Yamato and
Eight
move
drop
on with your
Katakuri, put
life.
Shira back is fine.
Yeah, that's also good. But we would have used another Dawn for that. I think. Hopefully. Unless you have Elthor, which is now live.
Oh, they're thinking.
Yeah, that's never.
Oh no. So this is 6K. All right. What are we leaving 3 open for?
Whoa, he
Oh,
has
and we
nothing?
have to
He has nothing. Oh, the
we have
doggo comes
nothing.
out. The doggo.
Oh no.
What is this game? What is this game? What did we come to? Oh, wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
Oh man. All right.
nuts.
Well, that exactly tells what's in that hand, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Not what the dog
And Holy
does.
hits the board. There he is.
the regulator, the liberator, the absolute unit.
All right. First Suru into Shirahoshi, right? Has to be.
We have yet to see it. We have yet to see it.
Oh, that's that
That
Borsellino that we knew was in life.
that's your Hoshi costed you a Sabo. Remember that.
Mm-hmm. 7 into maybe a Nell. Oh, into life?
Yeah. He wants that. He wants that revenge. Suru. RNL player is not drawing well either.
Seemingly no.
Like this is signaling that his hand is just not good at all.
All right, 7K. Oh no. Okay. No. That can't be. Can't be the wind up Suru coming back. It's currently a 7K. If we have Houndblaze, it becomes an 8K. Oh my goodness, we do.
Let's go.
8K Suru. Do we have the
2
2Ks?
keys.
You know we
No!
do.
No! You should have got your
You know you had to go
revenge.
for it. You had to
should have
go
got
for
your
it.
revenge. Oh,
We had what an additional. Okay, we were fine. We were trolling.
still,
We were still though.
still.
Still.
Bummer, dude. Bummer. Super bummer. Well, that's fine. The clock is wrong. I don't know what's going on with that, but it is 13 minutes left. We'll go back to us. That was a bummer. That was a real bummer. Because I really wanted that to happen. But interesting match. We stepped into a very interesting one, and we'll have 2 more rounds to go after this, right?
Yeah, we do. I'm looking at the tables that are still going. Again, most of them are just like shuffling and talking about how they won and or lost. So
Fair, very fair.
we have an Uta mirror match. Uta is going to be X1 guaranteed. That's nice.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Well, they're taking each other out, so that's a bummer. Is one of the Utas undefeated after this one, or is it still X1?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
Maybe we'll get a pair down or something.
That one's over.
Oh, Lex in the chat. Yeah, don't be scared. You'll be perfectly fine. You beat an L already. You can do it again. That's
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at other tables. I think we might be donezo for now.
it's okay. A little bit of extended break for the last 2 matches. Gotta have our maximum amount of you know energy.
R&R. Yeah. Undefeateds. So table 1, we just saw a Nell win. Table 3, we saw Red Purple Luffy win. And then table 4 is a Sakazuki mirror match, which is just about to end. And table 2 is Purple Luffy. Oh, it's a Purple Luffy mirror. All right, I've been given some bad info because I didn't know there was 2 Purple Luffys left. It's crazy.
Yeah, I thought I told you.
Yeah, one of them must have been a Katakuri then that I was given wrong info on. So, anyways, we'll figure that out. So yeah, 1 Purple Luffy, 1 Sakazuki, 1 Anel, and 1 copy of a Red Purple Luffy.
Yeah,
that's what we got left.
Yeah. Indeed,
Cool.
indeed. Yes.
Good. All right. We'll take a break. We'll find round number 8 with you guys. I'm guessing. I guess it's just whatever matchup feels better. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Because I think both Luffys don't want to hit a Nell, because a Nell is pretty tough for those decks. And then Sakazuki. Well, purple Luffy doesn't want to see a Nell. A Nell, no, other way around. Nell doesn't want to see purple Luffy.
Yes.
Red Purple Luffy does not want to see a Nell.
Yes.
And I can't remember who wins against Purple Luffy and Red Purple Luffy. I think it's Purple Luffy because they ramp better.
They do. Yeah, I think Purple Luffy has.
I haven't played that matchup in a long time, so I don't recall offhand.
Usually for me, it's safe to assume that like anything that's not Enel and Sakazuki, Purple Luffy is favored just because it just beats like other road decks pretty easily.
Gotcha.
It just operates better. I would have to kind of sit down and think about it.
Yeah, I remember I was doing some testing. I can't remember which one I was playing, but every time I'm like, oh, this matchup is in my favor 100%, but I can't remember if I was the Purple Luffy or the Red Purple Luffy.
Safe to assume
that was
it's
happening.
Probably regular old Purple Luffy.
Yeah.
Probably.
Chat's saying Red Purple. We'll see if that's true. We'll see if they get paired up. Maybe we can find out together live.
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, let's take that break. We'll be back in, I'm going to say 10 plus 4, 15 minutes.
Done. All right.
Done.
We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yeah,
Round 8.
Bye.
All right. So we're back. Second to last round.
Oh, yeah.
Round 8. Here. Me from Brian from Sage Zero. Man, it's been a long day. Joined by
Sage Zero from Brian Brown.
It's one of those from somewhere. With Hayden from the Eggman.
Yeah, at least you have some bit rates for your face. I have a single still image still.
Yeah, no telling when you go back into the ether. But today we are in round 8 of the CoreTCG Treasure Cup here online. We actually have Isaiah Kane, and I'm not gonna try to say the Sakazuki player's name, but I will say that these guys are undefeated. So we got 4 undefeated. Yep. These guys, Red Purple Luffy, and as well as an L. And we're gonna wrap it up pretty soon here in this next couple rounds.
Yeah, so this is the match we're choosing for this one. This is table 1. Table 2, as you said, is going to be our Red Purple Luffy player that we saw last round versus an Anel. One of them is going to have to meet one of these players in the finals, and that is what we've got for our last week of set 5 in North America. We do have World Finals next weekend in Japan with OPO5 being played. We got, I think, like a pre-release weekend after that, and then the full release of OPO6 in North America. All right, and so it looks like it's pretty standard. No brand new on 2, which is a little bit rough for Sakazuki. And we countered out of the 5K attack. I'm going to play the Trafalgar Law anyways and pass it back. All right, looks like we're going into just a 5K attack there. We have 4 Dons, so a Borsalino would be a pretty good hit there. Make sure that if they do end up having a copy of Poly, they can't get out of it. And they are going to discard the Hina, play the Borsalino, and going to pass it right back. So 2 blockers on both sides. Trafalgar Law, only a 5K blocker and doesn't get that protection that Borsalino needs. But man, if they didn't counter out that attack, the on play would have been pretty rough. So currently 6 Dawn for Isaiah with purple Luffy.
Ooh, that's already quite a lot. The law looked like it did some damage, but does it really do that much damage when you have a Hina that can get back into from the trash, right?
It did no damage, luckily for Sakazuki player.
Oh,
They
good.
were able to counter out of early. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice. Well done. Or not well done on Isaiah's side. I don't know. I missed it. So uh uh yeah, here, we're 1 dot off from the kid, or we could play the kid actually. I think we're at 7. So that's an
Yeah.
option. It is like immediate fodder, but it looks like we're just gonna go with the 7K swing.
Yeah, if we had Polly, I wouldn't be upset with playing that either. But looks like we're gonna play, yeah, the 5-drop kid there. So helpful for Dawn minus effects later in the game if it survives a turn, which against Sakazuki is not as likely against as compared to other decks.
Yeah. Super unlikely. It's one ice age away from another removal piece. So it's good to have it back onto the field though. That card just does a lot of work for you over time. It just gets incremental value every single turn. Plus, it's a 6K blocker. When historically we've seen that be very good. This one's no different for sure.
All right, discarding a Kuzan with leader effect to draw another.
Okay, okay. Interesting. I feel like Kuzan is not too bad in this matchup, right? I could be wrong though. And we're already minusing and hound blazing
Mm-hmm.
the 5-drop that we were talking about. So switch the unlikely to the very unlikely. It's surviving for sure.
Yeah, so this is an 8K. They could go take it to go down to 2. Looks like that's going to be the case. Oh, is there a trigger? Oh, there's a Missile Sunday. So you have to Dawn -2. You gain 1 back. So you do technically lose 1 Dawn by doing so. But looks like the value of the draw more, being able to get more cards on board to be able to start attacking is great too. But yeah, we're only at 8 Dawn, so Kaido can't come down unless you want to take another card from your life.
Hmm. I mean, in general, I think this is not too bad of a start for Sakazuki. Still at 3 life too, which is, you know, 75% of your life. That's quite a lot.
Mhm.
I think here though, me and an 8 Don had a couple of swings. If you really want to swing with the law, is like at the end of the day, you're probably just gonna lose it anyway. But
Mhm.
5K swing here,
Yeah.
you know, might get a Borsalino block. Oh, we're just gonna let it go. Okay. That's kind of interesting. I mean, I wouldn't hate a 7 cost kid coming down, but if we're swinging a leader, probably not gonna see that. I'm actually wondering what
Yeah.
our purple Luffy player has instead.
Oh, they're just taking a 5 when with 2 blockers like that? That's interesting. That's very telling.
I think he just wants cards in hand.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. That is what it's saying, because you could just easily Borso block and then Trafalgar Law attacks you, block with like something like that. Like it just
mm-hmm.
oh no, going to 1 life? Interesting. You're gonna play Kaido from here? No, it looks like Queen maybe. Oh no, is this another Trafalgar Law? What is this? This is Magellan?
Where's Magellan? Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Into a
Oh,
page 1 combo.
wow. Okay, they went super wide. 1 life. They went to what, 7 Dawn with the minuses, so they can play Kaido next turn if they want to.
They definitely can. I think this is more of a setup turn, and it's pretty much saying that I don't respect your offense. Which is not like a bad thing, because like you have 2 blockers in your leader, and I have 1 blocker, and you have to spend Dawn to get rid of it. So if you spend Dawn to get rid of it, that's less Dawn for you to attack with, and I still have 4 attacks after that, at minimum.
Yeah.
So I think this is actually the right play. I actually do think this is what you need to do. Because like
Yeah, because
Sokka,
they won't be able to remove really any of these. They're starting with a simple 5, which gets I think that's another useless kid.
it was something. Doesn't matter anymore. It's in the trash now. What's the 1K?
Brother.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I like I said, I think this is the play, because with Sakazuki, it's very good. It's very, it's very good at removing 1 to 2 things. But 5
Yes.
things, it's a little bit different. And being at 2 with a Kaido coming at your face pretty soon here, it's very possible to see that, or one of these guys is gonna go. So again, very well or very good at removing 1 of these things. I think you shouldn't have swung with the Orso, only because I think you probably will. Oh, we have another one. Never mind.
Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah, because it was able to get a body off board, so at least it, quote unquote, block that attack.
Yeah,
But it doesn't feel great.
we might steal Kaido. By the way, we might steal Kaido.
Yeah, we get rid of the Rebecca, but then do we attack into the Borsellino blocker?
Yeah, you attack into the Borso for sure.
Okay.
Pretty healthy hand. What, 6 cards I think in Sakazuki's hand? I missed the flash of cards there. It might have been 5. Um, but we are going to Kaido. Like I was saying, I think this was that previous turn was a setup turn. You got rid of 1 thing, and it's fine for the most part. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the blocker that we can actually remove. Which I was saying, like, if you're swinging with the Borsellino, you only have 1 other thing that actually can't be removed, or can be removed. And we're probably gonna swing Kaido into Borsellino. Yep.
Yep.
I might as well be playing,
Yeah,
And
I think you are. I can't confirm or deny it's not you, so
yeah, true.
might as well be you.
Yeah, exactly. And we're gonna take the life as Sakazuki. That's
O'Brien has
deciding.
the alt art gallery. That's crazy.
Yeah, of course. Oh, we're gonna discard 1, right?
Yeah, we're
Great
gonna make them
option.
discard 1.
Mm.
Yeah.
I only know this because I stuck every single discard card in my Gecko Moria build, because I got
Hmm.
bored with every other Gecko Moria build. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, Great Eruption.
Yeah. Do you how'd that build go?
Actually, okay. Like, because like Gecko Moria, the 8-drop kind of carries you for all the defense late game. All you really need to do is just play the 2-drop, get it back with the 4 costs, and then play the 2-drop whenever you're going for game, basically. Like, the incremental value from their hand being reduced, it's okay. Like, I don't know if the trade-off for not playing the cards and playing other decent cards is better, but well, I'll find out over time.
Yeah, so we got another card out of hand due to that great eruption. So I think that was like the 3rd copy of Eustace Kid out of there. We attacked with the ulti 5, blocked with the 6K Borsellino. We've got a page 1 left. Yeah, we're gonna attack with the law blocker. Bold.
I don't super agree with this. You might be swinging into Borsellino with this. You might as well, but I don't know. It's treading on dangerous waters, especially only what 3 or 4 cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I think the thought is that law is going to be removed anyway, so may as well get a swing out of it. But I think the 1 card versus you taking the chance that they have something in the first place, is probably not worth it. Just make them work for it. Is basically what I'm saying, because you're at 1 life, and that's super dangerous. All right,
And goes to 0. Okay. All right.
yeah,
This is looking. I think this is in Isaiah's favor at this point.
really,
Yeah, because like as long as like you got 1 life left as Purple Luffy, you have a pretty wide board. You won't have as much Dawn next turn since you did just Kaido. But if they don't, bunker up or respect, like I don't know, I almost feel like the Sakazuki player has to maybe go for game right now. So I'm not sure if they're gonna have the defenses to survive this next turn.
yeah, that's what I mean. I think because you got 1 life, you just go for game, man. I like the most that they can have is maybe like 2 of the 0 costs, and that's 6K with 4 cards out of hand. Or maybe like 4 cards, all of them being 2K, maybe. Yeah, I mean he would have to have a pretty stacked hand in order to get out of it, but maybe that was his plan in the first place.
Yeah, and then quick update to table 2. Our Anel player won that one, so Anel is currently 8-0, and we'll be playing the winner of this table 1 at the end of next or at the start of next round. So
Bummer.
finals is going to be Anel or and one of these two.
Bummer. And
All right.
depending on what's in Purple Leafy's hand, it might be just Purple Leafy's game to win.
Yeah, so this is going to be a 10K.
I think you take it. I think he misplayed, right?
No, because if you have like Helm Blazes, you can boost it up more too.
Oh, sure.
Oh, but wait, do we? Oh, they only have 9 Dawn. Is that correct?
Um,
Yeah, not 10 Dawn yet. All right, 10 and yeah, 2.
oh,
Oh,
he
wait.
lost.
They didn't get there? They didn't get
Did
there?
not get
Oh
there.
no.
Did not get
Oh
there.
no.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
Bummer.
I just need to get out of a 10K, and
Didn't do it,
it looked
unfortunately.
like it was yeah, tied at 10 because I think it was a gum gum and a 2K counter
Yeah.
to present like they could get to 10, but not more than that.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying before. I was like, I don't think it was worth swinging with the blocker. Because like at minimum, he could still Helm Blaze, sure, but he would need a Great Eruption or Tashigi, or he needs to get something back. He would need to spend some Dawn there. And if your hand was at least 2 2Ks, you can probably get out of a 8K swing or something. Um, I don't know. I think it was worth just not swing with that blocker. I just don't think it
Yeah,
was. I don't think it was the play for sure.
unless like you felt like your hand was better. I think yeah, just even though that card is very easy to remove, it's just like tempo that they'd have to go into it, and it obviously just didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, bit of a bummer, but we have 20 something minutes left. A lot of these games are already done, which is just insane. But you know, it's happening. So, let's go find another one. If not, might
Yeah,
have to take a extended break.
yeah. Let's see if we can find another one
We're back.
real quick. Purple Luffy ended up taking that, so I honestly, it looked like he put down 2 cards, so I don't know
Yeah,
what the 2 cards were, but
it was 2 2Ks, and the Helm Blaze was 3+2, which is 10. And
10, yeah.
unless the last 2 were 2 0 costs, maybe that's what it was. Two
Yeah, it looked
2Ks
it,
and
it looked
zero
like to
cost.
me like only 2 my internet is not 100%, so I'll blame it on that, but
Nah, it looked like
it
he lost.
was let's see, but it was Khalifa, okay, double finger and ulti to counter out. Okay, Koi was through 2Ks. Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right, well,
It
that's
it
good to
looked
know.
like 2 cards for me. I'll take the blame on that 100%.
Okay.
That is on me.
Well, I mean, I thought the same, so
We would have found out either way. So
Yes.
that's okay. We'll let's go still find a new match. And
Yes.
we'll
Yes,
kind of
we
go from
will.
there. All right, be right
Yeah,
back.
we'll do.
All right.
Hello.
There you go. I was
Hey, we
expecting you
got
to
there.
say something. We are now in round 9 of the online treasure cup. We have our finalists. Purple Luffy versus Yellow Enel. And we'll go straight into it. No need to talk about it as we're starting the round already.
Yep. Yep. It's honestly I feel like this matchup's usually pretty understood. I mean, it's generally in the favor of our purple Luffy player, but we'll have to see what that is. And one last time, in case you were gone and you came back, purple Luffy did end up winning that last match. It was just a difference of 2Ks that me part of we wasn't able to see there. So that is why they're here in this finals. And again, it's going to be purple Luffy versus Anel.
Yeah, just making sure I got the names right. Mr. Alex, I do believe. Let me make sure. I know this was one of the ones that was. Oh, there he goes. Okay, cool. Yeah. Alex on Enel, along with Isaiah on Purple Luffy, already starting with good old Purple Luffy going first. That's probably what you want if you think you have a chance. Not so much of a chance, but a better matchup. But no page 1 combo, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we got the bins, and I think we're usually okay without using page 1 combo in this one because you don't necessarily care about that. You want to make sure you see Magellans. You want to have the Dawn minuses for the Magellans, and or even just like a Poly next turn would be very good.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, I think. Especially if we're using our leader effect. And I think we're ourselves gonna try to do our own combo with Ohm into Holly. Might
All right,
have
where's
one.
that Ohm at? Where's that Holy? Oh, Holy's at the he's in the top 5, not in the chat. Finally
That's
today.
pretty good. That's a good start. We also have good old probably had one in our hand as well. Uh, unless we're feeling confident. It looks like we're going to go
Oh,
ahead and use our leader effect already. And we might do exactly what we were saying. How much Dawn do we have? Did I miscount here? We should be at
I
7, right?
believe we should be at 7. Because
Yeah,
yeah, we played
yeah.
4 last turn, yeah, and we lose we gain 2 and we use the leader effect again. So yeah, 7.
Okay, yeah. It looks like I almost thought that he missed a Dawn there, but yeah, it looks like it is 7. We go ahead and swing here. Try to go for the Thunderbolts as we can, or any other of the triggers. Oh,
Ooh, no copies of
that would
Poly
be
in sight, so 7K coming in. Maybe Magellan.
yeah. Could be Magellan, or it could be 5 cost Kid or Blocker Kid. Speaking of triggers, Sanji comes down uh and is now having a party with Home and Holy. But this time we do see the page 1 combo. Ulti into page 1. Nice little coolness here. Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
but I don't think it's you kind of dodge like the two of the other cards. The Magellan hurts this deck a lot because Nell really wants to see its 8 and 9 drops. Poly hurts pretty bad too because like you want to be able to get your curve and you're able to get rid of like either the Ohm or the Holy or the Sanji in this case too. So going wide is not necessarily as bad when we are ourselves going wide as a Nell, but we're at 6 Dawn, I believe, right now for Alex. And if we play Magellan next turn, though, he turns off the 8-drop Anel or a Katakuri on curve,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, you can double Magellan gets rid of the Yamato counterplay as well.
Yeah, I mean, if we have it, if we get there, type thing. We have to make sure we're getting through these 5K swings. Also swinging with the Sanji, like we were saying here, and this leader effect. I don't know.
No, these are just some
Oh,
attacks
I was
into
like,
the.
what? I keep looking away, um, and I come back and I'm like, wait, what is happening? It looks like Inel's finishing on his turn with a Gadatsu, not popping anything, unfortunately.
Yeah. Since Purple Luffy takes their life so aggressively, I mean, it's like you go down in life and you add the average cost of your cards on play. So Kadatsu never really hits anything, but just having a 5/6 in play, I think, is worth it.
Yeah, not too bad. It matches any of the 6K blockers as well through Queen and as well as Kid. And yeah, I mean, not too bad as of a start. 2 life, a bunch of attackers, which we're gonna lose unfortunately through some of
Yeah,
these
but
swings.
hitting Purple Luffy does not usually like investing Dawn to power up its cards. It usually likes to use those Dawns to play bigger characters, right?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we might see still like a 4 cost come down. We might have this ulti swing into the Holly, but which 4 cost will this be? Maybe a law or something else like that. I don't think he has 7 in hand either, right?
Yeah, no. Oh, it's
Oh,
a Roby. So this is going to be able to get rid of the holy there, and then we could attack with the 5 drop, but I think they want that for more pressure later. Respecting the fact that it can get popped really easily and passing back there. So Isaiah now has 8 to work with.
interesting. There's one of the hardest cards to search for, that Ruby, for sure. It doesn't do us any favors for its name.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the easiest. Just depends on the search engine. Gotta have a 7 cost and now doing in pretty hard here with the 7. I'm into the life.
Yeah. This is looking pretty rough for Purple Luffy, though. I'm gonna say, like they've kind of lost the tempo game at this point. Not really being able to establish their high cost cards when they like to. No Magellan, no Poly. Just looks like a lot of more tech and 2Ks than what we usually like to see from the deck.
Yeah. I mean, how many cards is that? It's kind of hard to see what's Purple Luffy's hand here. But maybe 4 cards in total?
Yeah, I think maybe 5. They're gonna have to 2K, 1K, or use like the gum gum to get out of it, but it's looking a little tough.
Yeah, because if this life comes down, then our alternative is maybe to play Queen and a couple things, or go for game. I mean, you have enough cards to go for game, especially if you follow up with the Kaido.
Hmm.
And of course, that depends on Enel and his hand. But this is pretty much the last attack, so it's the only thing you have to really worry about for this turn. Going back to Purple Luffy, again, you have to make that decision if you want to defense up or try to go for it.
Yeah, and we ended up taking it. So Isaiah's at 0 life now, which is pretty scary. 10 Dawn finally, though, because we've been using a lot of Dawn minus effects. And we'll have to see what they do with it. Kaido can come down. It can get rid of the Gadatsu and pressure down the Enel. But also, you got to be worried, like, even if you clear board, can you get out of a 15K attack from Enel next turn?
No.
Yeah, I do not think so too, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, because like you can play 2 queens, maybe you can double queen. Filter out your hand and then start swinging, or maybe start swinging first and then play the queens. But um, like I said, that's basically the 2 choices. If you want to go for a Kaido, I don't know if it's gonna be like super efficient. This many cards on board, with the amount of cards that Alex has in his hand, which is 4.
Yeah, not a lot, but you're definitely not losing as an L here, right?
No. Good. Test the waters. Maybe swing 6 into the Gadatsu. But I mean, I don't know. You kind of want to, like a lot of the time, you want a surefire win against an L, but sometimes it doesn't really present itself. Um, So maybe you just have to play it by ear in this turn.
Yeah, still thinking though. I honestly don't think there's a clean way out though. The Enel is going to be tough to get rid of. I mean, what, 6 into Kadatsu probably?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, it's probably just testing the waters here. I mean, you can definitely Kaido and then swing into the nail, but it's just going to prevent itself from being removed. But after that, you aren't winning, so not going to be the best way to do it. Our nail player has 3 cards in hand, I want to say. So do the math and try to get rid of this Kadatsu, play a blocker that isn't going to be tapped down, and then see if you have enough defense for the second swing. Because like if you do 1 damage here, which effectively in the next 2 or 3 attacks you can do that, they can still Yamato and you're still in the same place the
Yeah.
following turn.
All right. Decision here. I mean, this is there's a reason it's so tense, right? It's been people are waiting for it. This is your last game of the day, first place, winner takes all kind of space, so you got to finish it.
Yeah. Already using 2 Dawn to swing twice for 6 into the Skadatsu, which is easily protected. You could go 8 here to make sure it dies, but then you're left with 5. So that's enough for a queen or a kid. This is a 7. Oh, he has 2 cards in hand. Ah, okay. Well, that changes things. Looks like he had 1. Well, it still says queen or kid, and then a blast breath for defense. So sure, we got 3 cards out of hand, but didn't really do too much. You're kind of in the same place, and being at 0 life, you kind of have to like put yourself in the best position, and hard to say if this was it.
Yeah, because now we have what I think we have 10 Dawn, with a 5, 6, and 7, so that's 20. I think we get 3 10K swings if we want to
Mm,
keep it even Stevens, I believe, without even any 200 million volts.
yeah, definitely want at least one of the swings to be above this blast breath. So swinging 9, beating the blast breath. That's probably what's going to be the same thing for the next swing. Outside of a 200 million volts, could have like doubled 2 million volts, 200 million volts. So like you can do that with Gatatsu, have another 9k swing. If he somehow gets out of this one without blast breath and he doesn't block, then and now can try to take game from there. And then for sure the blocker's gonna be blocking.
Oh, yeah, and I did the math slightly wrong. It's a 7, 6, and 5, so that adds up to 18. So that is 28 divided by 3. So you can do 9, 9, and 10, I believe, without any 200 million volts. So that's still a lot of pressure.
I trusted you in math because I know you have a degree in it, so I didn't question it. So
No,
what
that's fine. I
this
I
this
peer
time or the
reviewed my
last
own
one?
work.
Oh, got it. Okay. Got it. Yeah, it was you're either gonna be right this one or the last one, so I was cool with it either way.
Thank you.
Got some decisions to make. I mean, this is the 9k swing, so either you have best breath in a 1k or you don't. And the remaining non, which is 8, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot actually. 3 cards in a hand, it's quite a lot. I guess that's 2k, 2k, 1k. Most efficient that you can make it. So this is a 9. Amaru plus 3k. It's gonna be another 10k swing. And if he can get out of this one, I think he's safe, right?
Yeah, because then Queen can't. I mean, you could block Queen unless you're running Thunderbolt still, which most people are not.
Yeah. I think if you can get out of it, you just got out of it, right? No. Oh, never mind. All right, so this
Yeah,
is the
and
blast breath into 2K. Got it. Okay. Same
yeah,
result, but I guess it is a little bit more efficient if you know it's just gonna be a 10K swing. It's just that you're taking the chance on a borrow with that extra power, but it doesn't really matter now.
yeah, because you can always block with queen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was gonna do. Because especially if you have a 1K, you can just blast breath. But this is back to Purple Luffy, and we're back on schedule to try to take game.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe like if they think that they could have like blocked out of it or something, or they're afraid of Alex being able to play a card like a blocker. It just kind of says like you have to dump hand now, right?
Yeah, that's a big possibility. I think you should have went harder on this one, right?
So this is for 7K, so we have 7 Dawn left. We're gonna take it anyways.
Yeah,
We're gonna use a Nell's effect, discarding. I believe that's a
Yamato.
Yamato to get the heal.
Yeah, I think he was looking for a trigger that actually affects his second attack or this attack here. Which
Yeah.
this is a beige. It's gonna be controversial.
Oh no, it is a beige.
and it's
And that
controversial. Post it on
is
Twitter.
it.
Post it on Twitter. Post it on
Hooray.
Facebook. Post it wherever you need to.
I think Alex had the counter in hand anyways. Yeah, they had
Did
the
he?
counter in hand
Oh, okay,
anyways.
okay. Well,
Yes.
what was his last swing? It was 8K or 7K?
Uh last swing was I believe 9, but
No, he wouldn't have
because
it.
there was
He can only get to 8. That's a
no,
solid.
but assuming like the last thing was a 2K, right? That was the
Yeah,
because if it was a regular 2K too, right?
I can't tell. That's a Yamato in hand, right?
I thought that was a Sanji
No, that looks like a
in
Yamato.
hand. Maybe I'm wrong.
Is that a 9?
I can't tell. I have pixels. I promise. My
Yeah,
eyesight
that's a
is
9.
perfect. My
That's a,
internet is fallible.
it's a Yamato. It's a Yamato 2 Hollies. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's tough. That's tough. Anything but a beige, a little tough. But hey, there you go. It now takes it. Whether you believe it is through triggers or through other means, but Alex did take that one in our last round, which is our finals of the CoreTCG Online Treasure Cup.
Yeah. Yep. That is the end of this format for us here in North America. We have kind of like 2 weeks off, and then OPO6 rears its ugly head in the middle of March with those events. So honestly, really exciting. We do know that there's a restriction list being announced this upcoming weekend. We don't know what it affects or who it affects, but it's being announced. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, honestly, I think this is a really good farewell weekend. There are a couple events around the world, and happy to be part of this one.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because we have the last Treasure Cup with Purple Luffy, and we have this one with Purple Luffy in the finals. A good amount of rogue decks. We don't really know the top 16. I'm sure your image will reward everyone with the information in the coming week. But I think it's been good.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
Sakazuki.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yep. Go ahead. Yep.
Hopefully less next month. Maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think so. But OPO6 is coming up pretty quick. Say goodbye to OPO5. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Core, for allowing us to host and as well as commentate. Anything else, Hayden, before we get out of here?
Thank you for being patient on honestly just some technical issues with internet. Shout outs to Brian for like literally if he wasn't able to do all the running, the stream wouldn't exist today. So I really do appreciate that. Make sure to follow him on YouTube, which this VOD will be re-uploaded to there in the next couple days. So if you guys want to watch the matches or watch them over, they'll be there. And again, yeah, on my website and my YouTube, I should have the top 16 in the next couple days. So I'm thinking Monday morning, but I'm on the road right now, so I won't super guarantee it. But that is it. No, just thank you guys, Core. Thank you to the players, and looking forward to OPO6.
Yeah, same here. All right, well, let's wrap that up. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat, and we'll see you in the next tournament.
Yep. we'll
Yep.
be rating Keck, who's 7-1 right now. He's trying to get that X1 finish with Sakazuki.
Go.
So I'm sending him that way. Send you all that way. Send him some cheers, and we'll see y'all then. Bye bye.